What is up, and welcome to Ask DLF. The goal of the show is to answer every single one of your questions that you have for us, and hopefully you have a lot because we are 2 days away from the start of the regular season. I am fired up. I know Addison's fired up. Not only are we 2 days away, I'm joined by two of the best guests you can have. I'm Cal. He is Addison, and down below that is Tyler. What's up, guys?
Not much. You know, life exists.
Addison, how's it going?
Football.
Heck yeah.
It's officially week 1. I like set lineups today. I was so happy.
Nice. I got to do some of that as well.
I also set some lineups today as well.
Yeah, it's just fun to get back into it, you know? Like it's time. It's week 1. I'm ready. I made a 6-leg parlay on money lines.
I saw that.
I
saw that.
Probably maybe gonna lose, so I'm sorry. It's all heavy favorites. So if you're a fan of a heavy favorite and I bet on you,
also, if you checked out the DLF Discord, I just did like a @ here in there. So if you're online in the DLF Discord, you were just notified that this show is live.
Love it.
It's like a cool new thing. I kind of like it as someone who runs my, obviously I run my own Patreon Discord. I obviously don't have as many people in there as the DLF one, but I do like how active it's already become. It seems to be going very well.
The DLF Discord, how can they get in on that, Tyler?
Well, there was a link that was posted. I believe Ken Moody posted it on Twitter recently. And then the DLF Twitter account also posted it. You should be able to find it somewhere on the website now as well. You just click in, I believe. And then there's like a little verification thing you have to do.
So if anybody is hearing that for the first time, make sure that you do that. It's going to be a great
link. I think, right? I don't have it top of mind.
I'm finding it.
Yeah.
While they're checking that out, let me tell you about our sponsor today, because not only are we dynastyleaguefootball.com, which is awesome, and you guys should make sure you go check that out, but we're also today brought to you by Underdog, because Underdog, this is a last chance right here. We have got to make sure that we get our chance to get our lineups in if you're going to play in any of the best ball. It's Underdog Fantasy. It's the easiest way to play fantasy sports. I got some lineups that I need to make sure that I go get in before the season starts in 2 days. If you've never played it before, ultimately, like, now's a great time to try it out. If you're paying attention to the show, you are part of like the 1% of the 1% of people who pay attention to this fantasy football stuff, and you need to go get in there. You're leaving money on the table if you don't, quite literally, because if you use the promo code DLF and you deposit a minimum of $10, you can start playing daily fantasy, pick'em, player props, or season-long best ball, including world famous Best Ball Mania 3 with $10 million in prizes, including $2 million to the winner. Underdog fully matches your deposit up to $100 million. So look, you go deposit 10, and then if it's your first time on Underdog, not only are they matching it, but you're getting a free year of DLF Premium subscription. If you've never had a subscription before, you'll find out what all the fuss is about, why it's one of the best subscriptions that you can have, and definitely the best in Dynasty, no doubt. Mm-hmm. And also, if you already have one, well, you don't just get left out. A lot of places would just leave you out. We would never do that to you. You get an extra year added on to your subscription. So make sure that you do that. All you have to do is click the link in the description below. Addison, did we make sure that was in there? If not, we will. Click the link in the description below and sign up. Visit UnderdogFantasy.com and use the promo code DLF when you sign up. So without further ado, guys, I'm excited. We got questions piling up in the chat. If it's your first time, use that chat right there on YouTube to ask us whatever questions you want. You can use Facebook if you want. Not many people do, but if you're one of the few in the proud on Facebook, go ahead and use that too. The most fun is over here on YouTube. It's great seeing the interaction between everyone who's tuning in and asking questions and answering for each other. We love that. Let's get started. BJ has a question directly for Tyler.
Me? Why
doesn't
me?
Care about me or Addison. This is for you. 12 team. Start 9. 1 QB. Wentz, Juju, or Mims. Is that
minimal?
Denzel minimal?
Minimal, yeah.
RoJo, T. Marshall, and Clyde. Which this is like a collection of your least favorite players. Is this is this why it's directed at you?
Yeah, it must be. It's all my least favorite players. I'll take Juju.
That's all we need.
Better than taking Clyde.
Todd Radmacher says, "Hey Cal, what kind of bad mojo in the Bayou do they have cooking at LSU?" It's Brian Kelly. He left before the when his team was in the playoff run, and that's just bad juju. It's going to happen. Like I don't know how you come back from that. He left in the middle of a playoff run to come take a new job. It's part of the business. You don't like it? I don't know. He doesn't have a lot of fans down here right now. He's got quite a big contract, so we'll see how that works out. But it wasn't pretty. Entertaining game though. Did you watch the game, Addison?
I didn't watch all. I did not watch to the end. That was definitely not where I got to. But I saw Keyshawn Boutte did not do that all that well. So
he wasn't very happy either. Apparently, he already entered into the transfer portal. I don't know.
That's what I heard. Yeah.
What?
Yes.
What do you mean already? Isn't he declaring?
I don't know.
It was a fake account, but I still thought it was funny.
It was funny.
That's really funny.
Oh, I totally forgot about the start sit show. I was supposed to mention that at the top of the show, but I got distracted.
Tell everybody about that.
Yeah, so I put up the first one, which does not have Addison's thumbnail yet, but it will have it very soon. It's going to be every Sunday morning at 11:30 a.m. Eastern. It'll be me alone answering your questions. I will say that show will be 30 minutes, not an hour. It'll be 30 minutes. So if you want to make sure you get your question answered, use the super chat. Because I won't get to all of them. I can already tell you right now. I know I won't get to all of them. I'm going to try to go as quickly as I can, but you see how far behind we get on this show. So yeah, that's a good incentive to use the super chat. But yeah, it'll be me alone. I'll try not to get too distracted. I might have guests on there if I feel that I need them, but otherwise, yeah, it'll be fun.
Yeah,
very good. Addison, anything you want to promote? Tell everybody about?
No. Make sure you're subscribed to this channel.
That would be nice. Yeah, Addison would become very happy.
I would be. This number is creeping up towards 8,000. I want it at 8,000 before the end of the month.
Let's go. Let's get it done.
I mean, I could get us there.
Gosh, it feels like Christmas Eve. I'm so excited. We got real football coming. We got real victory laps are coming on Thursday, guys. In the middle of the game, at the end of the game, at the beginning of the game, after, like, victory laps are on us. They're coming. All right. West Coast Chiefer. How's it hanging, fellas? Couple offers to run by you. 12-team, Superflex, PPR. Give 23 first and Ken Walker. Get AJ Brown. Let's start with that one. What do you think about that trade right there? 23 first and Ken Walker for AJ Brown.
I mean, I don't really want to give up a 23 first plus for AJ Brown, so I guess I'll take the first and Walker. Yeah.
I think that's where I'm at as well. I'm okay with the 23 first plus for AJ Brown, but the plus can't be another Walker. It's probably still like a later first valuation. Like I just don't want to give up a dynasty RB2, basically, is what it comes down to it.
Yeah. I'm with you. I'll take first and Walker.
Mm-hmm. But I would do the second one.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. So if you're debating if you have both these offers in your mailbox right now, or you're trying to figure out which one's better to move your 23 first, I would do the Waddle one.
Yeah. So that one, give 23 first and Dameon Pierce and get Jalen Waddle. Yeah. We know Addison's going to pick that one because he hates Dameon Pierce.
Oh, he really does. Yeah. We know how much he hates Dameon Pierce.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
He's got a pretty good matchup against Indianapolis in week 1, especially if Darius Leonard's not at full strength.
So
that's
Jonathan Taylor. So
yeah, I do have those start sit ranks sort of ready.
I like it. Is Alvin Kamara number 1?
Oh, no.
Saquon Barkley's number 1 against the Titans.
I know he's not.
Clyde Edwards-Helaire number 2?
No. Clyde Edwards-Helaire is at 30.
Nice.
Oh, no.
Yes, I think out of these, I prefer to get Waddle as well.
Mm-hmm.
Waddle or AJ Brown? AJ Brown, right? You still have...
I'd rather have AJ Brown.
I'd rather have
Brown,
AJ. But I'd rather have Walker over Pierce.
Yeah.
That's the difference.
How about Ramondre Stevenson or Chase Edmonds?
Ramondre Stevenson.
Ooh.
I know Chase Edmonds is not good. Chase Edmonds is not good, and we know it. Ramondre, no, he's not. He's just okay. Just okay. I don't want that. I don't want just okay. Just okay doesn't win us anything.
Which one's
Ramondre
been more
Stevenson.
successful?
What do you mean? Chase
So
Edmonds
far?
has been a total failure. I mean, last year was
He's
a
been
total
more
failure.
successful than Stevenson, though.
Has he? I mean, over 4 years, most of those 4 years have been a failure. So Stevenson had 1 year, and honestly, as a rookie, he wasn't bad. So 4 years of mostly a failure versus 1 year. I don't know. I'm not sure I would say that.
I feel like this is one of those we look back on and we say, like, oh yeah, this guy, that's right. He came from Shanahan offense. Like, of course he was going to run the ball, like a lot of speed, get Edmonds in
Chase Edmonds
space.
just isn't it. He's never been it. He's just not. I mean, his career high in carries was last year, 116.
And
How
we
many-
know not to trust
got hurt-
anybody
he got
in the
hurt last
New
year.
England backfield.
Yeah, but even last year he had 9.7 carries a game. I mean, I just
With
don't,
James
I don't
Conner.
see it. Sure, but you see a massive increase in workload usage, and who does this sound like? Who does this sound like? Who does this sound like? What we were projecting for? What we were asking for? She sounds like another player who played for Arizona at some point. We were expecting a massive workload boost in year 5, and then it never came.
Jake?
Kenyon Drake, yeah.
Kenyon Drake.
It's not gonna happen. Chase Edmonds is what he is, which is a backup. But he's, for some reason, is now a starter. And he's not gonna handle it very well because he's not good. He's not good. He's good at his 7 or 8 carry a game role, but that's all he is. And that's all it should be.
I do think the answer from the community is going to be Stevenson. It may not be right now, but after maybe a month or two, it's going to be Stevenson.
I mean, it is Stevenson now, isn't it? I mean,
It's
who has a
relatively
higher
close, I think.
who has a higher ADP? I believe Stevenson has a higher ADP.
He might, just because of all the RB1.
Ramondre Stevenson is a better player, and I think he's a more complete running back to me. He had more carries in his rookie year than Chase Edmonds has had in any year. And that was as a rookie. As a rookie where he had multiple games where he had no role at all at the beginning, where he was active, really didn't play. So I would rather bet on the guy taking a leap in year 2 over the guy taking a leap in year 5. That doesn't sound so likely. A career nothing taking a leap in year 5. I don't think so.
Stevenson was the RB30 and Edmonds was the RB39. They were about 2 rounds apart.
Okay. So not actually that close.
Stevenson.
This one I think is not close at all. AJ
That's
Dillon,
Dillon
Ramondre.
the other way.
Dillon easily, yeah. Dillon Dillon is one, Aaron Jones injury away from being a high-end RB1. Ramondre Stevenson is, moving to a different universe away from being a high-end RB1.
Probably an Aaron Jones injury away from being a part of the worst collection of skill players in the NFL.
Yeah. But if Aaron Jones did not exist, I would rank AJ Dillon for week 1 at 7.
If Aaron Jones did not exist, AJ Dillon would be a top 3. Five
no, I just looked at it. I'd rank
back.
him at 7.
Ooh. He'd
I'd
be
rank
a
him
top
at
5
7.
dynasty running back, though, for sure.
I don't know if he'd be the top 5 is a lot, but I don't for week 1 start sit. I would rank him at 7 behind Alvin Kamara and ahead of Joe Mixon in my start sit ranks. I would rank Dillon at 7 if Jones didn't exist. So that's right there. That's very clear. It's easier to explain upside now. I can go into the ranks and be like, if this, I would do this. It's easier than, maybe over a full season, this could happen. We don't have to do if this. It's very clear. I just go into the rankings and tell you exactly on a week-to-week basis where I would put someone. So it's a lot easier to talk about upside because I just told you what the upside is. It's 7, which is good. 7 is good. I mean, you want someone who's ranking at RB7. That sounds like a very key piece of a dynasty team. Whereas Ramondre Stevenson, no matter what happens, I don't think Ramondre Stevenson can rank as an RB1. Not in that offense. That offense is horrid.
No, and he's also 24 and a half years old. So
no, I mean weekly.
Oh, sure. Oh, yeah.
If I'm doing my weekly start sit, I don't see how I get, no matter what happens, how
Injuries
I get
and
Ramondre
bye weeks.
Stevenson into a top 12 weekly ranking. How does he get there? What is the path on any given week for him to ever get there? Alexander Madison has a path to it and Ramondre Stevenson doesn't, as weird as that is, right? If you think about it. But of course, we look at more than that. But, you can look at what's the best case scenario. And Ramondre Stevenson, I think, is 15 or 16 if everything goes right on a given week, for rankings wise, anyway. That's still good, though.
Shorner, 12-team Superflex, give Breece Hall an early to mid 23 first for Jonathan Taylor. Other running backs are Javonte, Etienne Walker, and James Cook at 423 first.
Yeah, I'm not going to do that. I'll keep Hall in the 23 first. Too risky. Too risky to add a potential early 23 first to Hall just to get JT. I can't do that.
This is something I would love to do in the opposite direction.
I agree with you. I would love to do it in the opposite direction as well.
Yep.
Ooh, spicy. Interesting.
I'm not saying I have to sell JT, but if this were on the table, I would do it.
Yeah, I don't mind it. I don't know. Gosh.
People are fading Breece Hall too much.
Yeah.
But I was told, I was told that because Breece Hall and Dameon Pierce have both not done anything in the NFL, that they're similar bets, that they're very similar, that they have very similar possibility of success. And I know I just didn't even, at this point, I don't even bother to respond to that on Twitter. I don't know what I would even say.
Well, one of those guys is the starting running back for his team, and the other is
right. Yeah, exactly. It was the backup. There's nothing for me to even respond, right? Because that person is not living in the universe that the rest of us live in. So why even bother responding?
One of those guys is competing with a day 3 pick. The other one is a day 3 pick.
Yeah, I
know.
Addison, what about the reports of as far as ETN, James Robinson playing in week 1? I didn't expect that. I don't know if you expected that.
I tried to tell you a month ago.
This whole entire time, I've never projected ETN to be a 200 plus rush attempt guy.
This is not the point.
Yeah.
I told you a month ago James Robinson was going to play in week 1 and be ineffective, just like Cam Akers was ineffective in the playoffs because he came back too early. This is the same thing that's happening here. After the Achilles, it's going to take a minimum of a year, probably more, to be anywhere near full. Like, I'm pretty confident in Cam Akers now. Decently confident. Now there are new injuries. That's the other thing that with Cam Akers, this new injury is not Achilles, hamstring. And there were a couple of other things that were causing a problem. So that's a concern. But over a year, for 14 months after the Achilles, I'm not super concerned. But James Robinson is not going to be effective this season. It's going to take a minimum of 11 to 12 months.
It's going to be so obvious when we watch these two guys on Sunday which one
he's going to look like. James Robinson's going to look like crap.
Yes. It's literally going to be like Marlon Mack and Jonathan Taylor. It's like, This is so clearly, painfully obvious which one's the better player.
I'd say so.
We have a Facebook comment. Yes.
Noah, what's up, man?
What's up, Noah? Appreciate
They do
you.
happen from time to time.
P to the R. Taco Tuesday. That's right. It's Taco Tuesday for our friends in Australia. It's Waffle Wednesday right now. They're in the future. But yeah, he says, glad to see you. Ready for a great show? We're ready for a great show too. Appreciate you chiming in. If you have a comment or you just want to say hello, like P to the R.
It's funny that Taco Tuesday still works now.
It does. I know. It's hilarious.
Yeah, you just replace the and with Addison, and then it still works.
Trenton says Alec Pierce or Algier in redraft non-PPR.
Who cares? Is that good enough? Who cares?
You have some really deep benches if this is what you're asking.
No, who cares? Like neither of these players should be rostered in most redraft leagues. Roster who you need. Generally, I lean toward the running back at that stage in the draft, but Tyler Algier,
especially in non-PPR.
Yeah, Tyler Algier is not even going to play much early on, so who cares?
Right.
Algier is who I would roster out of these two, though. Like,
yes. I guess
I agree, but I think there has to be someone better out there.
Yeah, I agree with that. There has to be someone better.
You might not think he's better, but there has to be someone.
Yeah, there has to be someone I would prefer over one of these two because these are way down on my list.
Jashaun Corbin.
Jashaun Corbin was cut by the Giants, so I don't think so.
No, I'm sorry. The Steelers. Who's the Steelers?
Jaylen Warren.
Jaylen
Warren.
I'd much rather roster him than either one of those two guys.
Yeah, I do kind of. I'd probably rather have Algier because the path for Algier to the starting job exists, whereas there's no path for Jaylen Warren to the starting job without an injury.
Is Damian Williams available? I'd rather have Damian Williams than Algier in redraft.
Maybe. I just don't think Damian Williams has much upside. I don't want these players. There's got to be someone better.
Sony Michel or one of these players.
Is Kenyon Drake available? I'd rather have Kenyon Drake over Algier in redraft, actually.
Ooh. Trey Sermon or one of these players.
Not Trey Sermon.
No. Is Mark Ingram available?
Raheem Mostert? Could he be available? At wide receiver.
Deion Jackson.
Nico Collins, maybe? I'd rather have over either of these two. Zay Jones, actually, I'd rather have.
Zay Jones is a good one.
That
Wandale
is a good
Robinson, I've noticed, is
Nice.
available in some places. Jalen Tolbert.
Definitely.
Those are
Nice.
players I'd rather have.
Kenneth Gainwell.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, I don't think he's available though.
Probably not.
But
available.
yes, I'd much rather have him.
KJ Hamler.
No, thank you on KJ Hamler.
I would take KJ Hamler for
I'd rather
the
have Pierce.
pure
over-
home run swing.
I'd rather have Pierce.
Yep.
I think Pierce has more upside than KJ Hamler. I'd rather. Have
I've
Pierce.
heard him compared to like running the Tyler Lockett part of the.
Is that because he's small and fast?
I think
Yeah.
so. Like I think it's kind of a little bit of a lazy comparison, but if it's like even close at all, like it's worth
Lazy
it.
doesn't even begin to describe it.
But based on like him or these people, I'd rather have Hamler. Excuse me.
Hamler.
Not
Is
Camler,
Eno
Hamler.
Benjamin available? I'll take Eno.
What do you make of Zamir White being listed as the RB4?
I don't
I
care.
don't care.
Don't care. Okay.
I don't care.
Patrick Scott is giving us a round of applause. Thank you, Patrick Scott. Appreciate that. Hector, favorite Thai food dish. I love the show. My favorite. Appreciate you guys. Ooh.
I've never had Thai before.
I mean, I've had Thai food plenty of times. I don't know if I have a favorite off the top of my head.
My wife would be a better person to ask.
Hang on. I'm gonna look up because I just think about Thai. Oh, pad Thai. Okay. Pad Thai. I'd probably go just with pad Thai.
Is that a dish though? Isn't that like a
Stir
I
fried
thought it
noodles,
was.
says. Yeah,
Is
it says Thai food dishes you must eat. I just Googled it. So
Pad
Google
Thai.
would never lead me wrong.
You're right.
Noah says he wants to know our thoughts on the Saints this year. Hopefully they at least make the playoffs. I'll go last since I'm the Saints homer here. But what do you think? Tyler, what do you think about the Saints this year?
Oh, they could be worse.
Okay. It could be the Giants.
They could be. Yeah, the Giants are really bad.
Yikes. They could be the Steelers. But I think the Saints have a decent chance to make the playoffs because the NFC as a whole sucks.
Mm-hmm.
Like 7 of the worst 10 teams are in that conference. So, the fact that whenever you get like through the division winners, and then I'm assuming one of the NFC North, there's going to be 2 NFC North teams, I think, in the playoffs. And then after that, it's kind of like, because you get the Cardinals or you get the Cowboys or the Eagles, one of those 2 teams, or you get to the Saints. So
The NFC is weak. Yeah, I agree with that.
it's just,
And also,
if they were an
they're in
AFC
the division
team
with the Falcons
and the
and
Panthers,
the Panthers, who
so
are not great.
right. What say you, Cal? Saints fan.
I think it depends on if you can. I can tell myself a story where things go really well for the Saints this year, and then I can tell myself a story where things go terribly, horribly wrong. And it all revolves around Dennis Allen, who I think has won 8 games in 2.5 years as a head coach, and whether or not the
Yeah, his
consistency
head
from
coaching
Sean
record is
Payton-
not so good. It's really
Not
not
good at
so
all.
good. I don't really think he's so qualified to be the head coach. So I don't think it's going to go so well.
He's done well in filling in for Sean Payton, but it's one thing when Sean Payton is there and he's the guy that walks in the room and commands the respect that he does. He carries himself. He's a big personality. You lose a guy like that, it usually
Yeah, it really
is
wasn't
tough.
so great. I mean, it was at his time on the Raiders, his record was 4-12, then 4-12, and then 0-4 and fired. That was so, he was so good. He was so good those years. It's very unqualified to be the head coach. So I don't think it's going to go so well.
But see, I can also tell myself a story where like the consistency of the coaching staff, like carrying everything forward, and you added weapons on offense, and the defense is going to be good. And you add to that defense the Honey Badger and Marcus May and all that. I can tell myself a story where things go well too. I'm excited for things to get going, and hopefully they get off to a good start against Atlanta in the first week. Shorter 12 teams, Superflex, give Trey Lance and David Bell for 223 first, and J-Mo or Garrett Wilson. Garrett Wilson, if you have the choice.
Yeah,
Good
Garrett Wilson,
trade,
if you have
and
the
which wide
choice.
receiver? Yeah.
Garrett Wilson, if you have the choice. And
Mhm.
then is it a good trade? It's okay. I mean, but I think I'm going to take the first with the Wilson or Jameson Williams at this point. Lance, I mean, is Lance worth more? It doesn't matter because Lance is not worth much more than 2 firsts, and I'd rather have Jameson or Garrett Wilson
This
over
is
David
3
Bell by a
first,
lot.
really. Yeah.
Yeah,
this
so-
is really-
It's going to be that side. But let's say, I think the better question is, what if it was just Lance for 2 random firsts? Would you take Lance or 2 random firsts?
I'd
I
take
think
Lance. That's about where the line is, I think, but I would take
Yeah,
Lance.
so any extra makes it easy.
Right.
Yeah, I am worried about Trey Lance.
You got to give 2 first plus, J-Mo or Garrett Wilson.
No,
If
it
you're
shouldn't
one-
be 2 first plus.
Yeah, if you're
no,
one
it
giving it
shouldn't
away,
be.
I guess J-Mo is the one I'd want to give away. But he's giving Lance here, and he's getting that return. So yeah, I think do this. If you can trade away Lance and Bell, and you get
Yeah, I
2
would do
first
this
and
also.
Garrett Wilson, you do it.
Lance,
Agreed.
I am worried. I don't like what's been going on, but I suppose I've never really. I don't know how high I've ever been on Lance. I guess I wasn't. It's not like I was a truther. So, man, is he good? I don't know. I don't think we know.
He has the upside for sure, but he also has the floor
Of nothing. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
I guess I don't think it matters whether he's good or not yet.
Well, it's gonna matter.
It's going to eventually matter, but he's not going to all of a sudden not get opportunities.
Yeah, I mean, but it'll matter if he doesn't last.
Sure.
yeah, for sure.
He's going to score points while he's there, and he's going to get plenty of opportunities. We're on the front end of this. Like, I wouldn't be worried about it yet, but I like the same side as you guys on this too.
Right.
This is the Discord. That's the Discord invite right there. If you're on YouTube, in the comment section, scroll up and make sure you can see that. Join the Discord. What do you have to lose? It's free. You can always
It's awesome.
unjoin later if you want. If you don't like it, but you'll like it. A lot of smart minds in there, a lot of people. And while you're doing that, make sure you hit subscribe to this channel. That's also free. You can always undo it later if you like. You shouldn't.
Don't
But
undo
you can
it.
if you want.
Don't even give him that option.
And hit the like
Come on,
button.
Cal.
You're going to like hitting the like button. You'll like what happens when you hit the like button. Brian Legas, Gabe Davis, and A24 third for George Pickens. This is Pickens easy.
I'll take Pickens. Yeah.
Pickens.
Is there a scenario where we look back and say, like, we should have been taking Pickens at the very top of this draft,
Yes.
in the rookie draft?
Probably.
Yes.
He just looks the part, man. I feel like with wide receivers, you just know, like, right out the gate. Like, if they have it, they have it. If they don't, they don't. And he is a guy that he's got it.
Well, it's got to translate to the real thing. I mean, sometimes
Right.
it doesn't. Like Terrace Marshall.
Yeah.
It's true. I just don't feel like he carried himself. I mean, did you see the block he had? Like
Yes.
to me, like that's the kind of stuff that I look
Dude-
at. I'm just like, this dude is.
no, I understand.
Dude's a
It's-
stealer.
Yeah,
Dude
I'll,
is a
I'll
stealer.
take Pickens here for sure.
Right. Like, is he like hoping he makes Hines Ward proud every night when he goes to bed? You
I
know,
hope
like,
so. I hope he's got a
Probably, yeah.
mixture of like prime AB and Hines Ward. That'd be really fun.
That'd be awesome. Let's see. SU says 1 QB, half PPR, Derek Carr versus a 23 third and a 24 third and a 1 QB. What do you think?
I'll take Carr.
Carr.
I think so too. Carr could lead the league in passing this year, and I wouldn't be too shocked.
I find that hard to believe.
Uh,
Lead the league in passing, I think, is a little bit of a stretch.
He
I don't like the defense. I
he
think they're
probably
going to
won't
trail
even
in a lot of
lead his
games.
division in passing.
I don't think he's going to lead the league in passing. I think it's getting a little
Passing
carried away.
yardage. I think he's going to chase
No. I
points all year.
know. I know what you meant, but
Chase
still,
points all year. With Josh
I
McDaniels back
still
there,
think that's asking a lot.
no running backs we like.
This is gonna be a short yardage.
Lead the league in passing, I think, is a passing
Adams,
league that has
Waller,
Mahomes
Renfro.
and Herbert and even Brady in it at this point.
Look, the league leader in passing isn't necessarily the best quarterback. I'm just saying, like,
I know.
sometimes you have to have a bad defense, and
I don't. I think
Chase
I think
points.
this is the year that Justin Herbert could be like
Obliterate.
a breaker.
yeah.
So yeah, I don't think he's going to lead his division in passing.
Cecil Fielder. Surprisingly
I
low
will
career
say-
WAR for Cecil Fielder.
Yeah, I will
I was
say
surprised.
when it comes to start sit, we can take him on here. I'm like generally Tuesday night, I'll be mostly ready, but usually Wednesday is when I really go through that spreadsheet, Wednesday and Thursday to get ready for the Thursday night game. So Tuesday night, I'm like, especially during the season, going to be like middle of the road on having these done. but we can answer them.
Yeah, I was gonna say, just look, this is subject to change because it is Tuesday. It is still a little bit early.
I do think I'm the only one of us who actually ranks, right? Like,
PPR flex.
I don't even rank them publicly.
Can you guys rank the following guys in order of who to start? Clyde Edwards-Helaire, Cordero Patterson, Boyd, Julio Jones.
Well, I
think CEH is first.
Yeah, CEH is first.
Cordero Patterson is a distant last. Like, the Saints are very good against the run, even if he was going to have the job there, which is not clear he's going to. Like, you don't start Cordero at all.
But I don't really want to start the other two either.
I don't either.
No, but
if Godwin doesn't play, Julio slides up to second for sure. A very confident and comfortable second. Boyd is just fine. I think like he'll get you like 8 or 9 fantasy points, and that'll be it. I'm starting CEH of these.
Yeah, CEH of these is what I would do.
FF Lefty is fired up. Hell yeah, let's go. Let's go, Lefty. I appreciate it. Giddy up. Hey, gents. 10 team, Superflex, half point, start 10. Dalvin, Russ, Madison, Dobbins, Tannehill, and Jacob. So, sorry. I missed an or there. Let me start over. Dalvin, Russ, Madison, or Dobbins, Tannehill, and Jacobs. What do you think?
Well, I mean, if it's Superflex, Russ is worth so much more than anyone else. So it's that side.
Yeah, it's that
even
side
in 10
easily.
team, still that
easily.
Side. I'd rather have Dalvin over Dobbins, even in Dynasty.
Yep.
And then I'd rather have Russ over the rest. So yeah, easily that side.
Yeah, and especially a 10 team, you're looking for studs.
Yeah, it's easily that side.
Yep. Tristan, hey guys, trade question. You came to the right place there, Tristan. If you have a trade question, go ahead and put that in our chat and let's talk about it. 1 QB, CeeDee Lamb or Sky Moore, a 23 first, and Trey Lance is 1 QB, not Superflex.
It's CeeDee Lamb then. I mean, CeeDee Lamb is a first round startup pick. I mean, this is just not enough for a first round startup pick. So,
right. Trey Lance is devalued. The 23 first is devalued.
Yeah.
So
CeeDee Lamb here. Yeah.
Yep.
If that read like Drake London instead of Sky Moore, this would be a reasonable offer that I would consider accepting, but not with Sky Moore.
If you're just joining us, this is our Underdog link right here. Scroll up, make sure you click on that. If you've never used Underdog before, click on it, deposit $10, they match it, and then you get a premium DLF subscription right there for just that. And then you get to use that $10 and you get to go and like make money with it. So go do that. Get a player prop, get into a best ball, something you can pay attention to all season. It'll be a lot of fun. Go do it.
I wish I had more time for that. I just don't I never get that much into like daily or DFS or that kind of stuff. Yeah, I'm always like, yeah, a betting either. I don't do that either. I just always, it's one of those things like when I walk away from creating fantasy content, that's definitely, I used to do it. Like I used to play DFS and bet before I started creating fantasy content, but my content creating is kind of taking up the time I would do that. I don't want to bet money on something if I'm not confident.
Yeah, let's go to that. Very good. If you have a question that is you desperately want to get answered, we will jump right into it like Landon did here. And this is a super chat. Should I trade away Nick Chubb for AJ Brown, Hunter Renfrow, and J.K. Dobbins?
He also gave us a softball. Like, yes, yes, absolutely. Yes,
yeah,
it is redraft, but still, yes. I'd rather have AJ Brown over. It doesn't say if it's PPR, but I'd rather have AJ Brown over Nick Chubb at all, let alone with Renfrow and Dobbins. So, yeah, Nick Chubb is kind of middling to me.
That's an easy one. But I mean,
this was easy. It wasn't hard. Not every question is hard. Not every question is hard.
But
I like it too because you also have Kamara and Derrick Henry, so those are your locked in RB1.
This is a great thing. This is a great thing. This
J.K.
is
Dobbins in the flex. You bump up your wide receiver.
It's such an easy yes.
There is not one bad thing about this.
I appreciate the super chat.
Thank you, Landon.
Put in some other questions. I feel
I like your avatar.
This one was such an easy one.
Yes. Also, anybody can feel free to give us any more softball questions.
Yeah, I don't mind. I mean, I always say there's no dumb questions because, you never know really. Someone could be watching the show. Could this be their first time ever playing fantasy? I mean, who knows? So just ask anything, even if it's not the, even if you're not sure if it's like, I'm not going to laugh at you for asking a dumb question. The only thing not The only thing not to do is to make it like ask me to evaluate your entire team. That'll probably be like, but other than that,
He said LMAO totally worth it.
Perfect. Yeah, well, look, if that offer is sitting in your inbox, I don't
accept
blame
it. Accept it. Turn off the show and accept it, and then come back.
Hey, should I take this? Yes, go do it right now.
Accept it. Accept it now. Yeah, don't wait.
Exactly. 1 QB, half PPR, Derek Carr, TJ Hawkinson, 223 seconds, and a 23 first. Or excuse me, versus a 23 first, and Jamison Williams.
23 first side, very easily. Yeah.
1 QB.
Easily. Yeah,
very easily in my opinion.
A lot of one quarterback questions so far.
Yeah, maybe we should join some more Superflex leagues.
Love that.
Come on, Addison.
Yeah,
Addison, you're stuck in the 2000s. You're stuck in the 2000s.
What did Addison say?
Superflex.
Right. Addison, I thought you were 25, but you're acting like you're 55.
Nah, dude, Superflex is a band-aid. All right, forever one quarterback.
No. Boo this man.
If you want to hear more about that, go check out the interview that I did.
Send your hate mail to Addison Hayes.
Listen,
the 2000s were a fun
Adam
time,
Mays
dude.
Hayes _.
I didn't have any responsibilities. The music was killer. It's just 2000s was where it was at.
Yeah.
Jay Caspin at PPR, non-tight end premium. What are you willing to give for Pitts? DK plus 223 first? Not that.
No, I'm not willing to give that.
It's too much.
Yeah.
I feel like every week we find a reason to sell Kyle Pitts in Dynasty, and nobody wants to believe it.
I don't think Kyle Pitts is almost never someone where I'm happy with the buying side, but I did see a trade on Twitter, I guess, earlier today, and I forget exactly what it was, but it was a trade where I would have taken the buying side.
Take off one of those firsts and make it a second, 2 seconds. Now do that.
I don't know.
Pitts is really hard to buy because most likely the person who has him isn't going to accept.
It's a big truther, yeah.
And the offer that he will accept is not one that you're willing to pay.
Yeah,
that's the hard part about Kyle.
But we'll see. I mean, you never know. Trades come in all the time, so we'll see what happens.
So I just pulled up our trade finder on dynastyleaguefootball.com, which you can get a membership for if you go through that Underdog link that was on there. Make sure you go hit that. But this trade finder is very helpful in situations like this, JCast. So these are some real trades that went through. I'm going to read them to you. You guys tell me what you want. This is in a 12-team, start 10, 1 QB, Kyle Pitts or J.K. Dobbins, Jacoby Myers, and T.J. Hawkinson.
Kyle Pitts.
Kyle Pitts. Okay. In a 12-team Superflex, Kyle Pitts or Derrick Henry and Mark Andrews.
Oh,
Mark Andrews.
I guess. Yeah, Derrick Henry and Mark Andrews, I guess.
I'll take Pitts.
Oh. Sheesh.
I love Mark Andrews. I'm just afraid of that volume. That's all. Trey Sermon and CeeDee Lamb or Elijah Mitchell, Kyle Pitts, and a 23 second.
Kyle Pitts.
I'm so thrown off that you started that trade with Trey Sermon.
I know, but it's Kyle Pitts.
That's what it says on here.
It's Kyle.
So thrown off.
Ooh, here we go. Mark Andrews and Juju or Kyle Pitts and Jalen Reagor.
I'll take Kyle Pitts there.
Oh, you don't want the Juju side?
No.
Okay.
I do.
Thank you, though. I appreciate you offering it, but I'll turn that one down.
So that gives you a little bit of an idea of some of the trades that are going down for Kyle Pitts, what people are acquiring him for there. Hector, 12-team Superflex PPR, start 10, traded Rashad Bateman, Tony Pollard, 4, Garrett Wilson, Sony Michel, and 224 seconds. Have a ton of rookies. I'm building, not rebuilding. I like that, Hector.
It's fine. It's fine. I'm not excited.
I'm pretty excited about this. I feel like Bateman to Wilson is an upgrade.
Barely.
I view that as a side. I feel like
I view that as lateral. Yeah, that's not an upgrade. That's lateral to me. Younger though, so it is younger. I guess not really. It's a year younger. So,
but you would definitely take Sony and 224 seconds for Pollard, right?
I would, I suppose. Yeah,
I think so.
If I'm rebuilding and it's that or nothing, yeah, sure.
Cecil Fielder, Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Addison.
No,
What's
I was
yours?
just saying I don't mind it. That was all.
Yeah, it's fine. I'm not
It's-
excited, but it's fine.
It might be the fairest deal I've ever seen today.
I don't know about that.
Cecil Fielder, 12 teams, Superflex PPR start 10. Mitch Trubisky, the starting quarterback and captain of the Pittsburgh Steelers, and a 23 second, mid or late, or a 24 first, mid to late.
First.
I'll take the first very easily.
Dude,
Very.
if you have Mitch Trubisky, I love this idea.
And you
Yeah,
get anything with a 1 on it.
Exactly.
Mitch
Go offer
Trubisky,
something like
though, I do think there is a universe where he is good enough and gets to do this all over again next year. Like, actually,
With somebody else, right? Not Pittsburgh.
with somebody else.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, with somebody else. Whereas, like I see a difference between Trubisky and Marcus Mariota. Marcus Mariota is horrible. I don't need to see more of Marcus Mariota. He's horrible. He's on a horrible team. He's gonna fail. Mitch Trubisky could succeed. He's on a offense with a lot of weapons. So he could succeed. He could win a bunch of games, and I could see Mitch Trubisky kind of getting the same job elsewhere next year.
Well, can I manifest this right now? Mitch Trubisky in Tampa next year.
That's
Brady
possible, yeah, to replace Brady, that kind of thing.
Brady retires, but they're a playoff team, so they're in the 20s, not getting a stud quarterback. Sign Mitch Trubisky for a year.
Or if Carolina wins a few games, but they think
Maybe.
they're done with Baker, they go with Trubisky instead.
I like the Tampa one. It's in my brain. I want it to happen. We're done.
How about Green Bay?
I don't think Rodgers is walking away.
How would
after
Bears
one more
fans
year.
feel about Mitch Trubisky being the
That'd be
starting
hilarious.
quarterback of the Green Bay Packers?
That would be hilarious.
It's another thing. This could happen with the Lions. If Trubisky has a much better season with Goff, they decide to get rid of Goff, go with Trubisky, and then maybe draft someone else, and then here we go again.
Ooh, Stroud's going there.
Yeah, there are locations.
Stickman 87, 10 teams, Superflex, start 9, half PPR, contending, hopefully, gave Chris Olave and a 23 second and got DJ Moore. I love
Ooh,
that. Great job.
Nice. No, I love that.
Yeah, DJ
I
Moore
love
for
it.
sure.
Yeah.
DJ
yeah,
Moorsley.
Good job, Stickman. That's the way to go out and do it. Eric, who's the guy you want to sell before he sees the field? And then who's the guy you want to buy before he sees the field? Let's start with the first one. This is a good question. I like this, Eric. Always making us think. Who's the guy
This
you
is
want
a
to
good
sell
question.
before he sees the field?
So sell before we have to actually see it.
Mhm.
Saquon Barkley. I don't want to see it. Because if you see it, that's it. If you see it and it's bad, this is it. I mean, if you see it and it's bad, it's over. If he doesn't come out and he's good immediately, if week 1 he looks like shit, it doesn't matter. It's over at that point. You think people are going to give him a 12th chance? I think it's been a lot of chances. I think that'll be it. And his ADP says that he's still like a second round startup pick value. I'll take that and I'll just, no, thank you. I don't want to have to see it. I don't want to have to see him prove it. Leonard Fournette is another one. I am very concerned about Leonard Fournette. I don't want to see it. I just want to move on.
Saquon's not a bad answer.
You look hurt over there. You look like that one hurt you.
It did.
That
It
Penn
got me
State-
right.
Oh, there's one other. David Montgomery. Don't
Oh,
want to see it. I don't want to see it because I don't think we're
it's
going to
gonna
like
be
what we
ugly.
It's not going to be good. I don't think we're going to like what we see. I was in on
It-
David Montgomery earlier in the offseason, but things have changed there in a very negative way. So I don't. Oh, and then of course the big one, Dameon Pierce. I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it. The hype. How could the reality be better? Is there a universe where the reality is better than the hype? No.
Amari Cooper.
Yeah, but I'm so down on Amari Cooper that like I don't think anyone is interested. With Amari Cooper, for me, I feel differently. I think Amari Cooper, I think no one wants it. Wait until potentially a potential Watson comes back. Then eliminate Amari Cooper. But I don't think anyone I'll tell you where I have Amari Cooper ranked week 1. I mean, it's not a bad matchup, right? You would think I would have him ranked pretty high. Carolina is a good matchup, I would say. I have him at 35. So I don't want to play him at all.
That's like right where his Dynasty ADP is.
Right, but who wants that? Nobody. who's trading you for that? Nobody wants that.
I like just the wide receivers behind Cooper and ADP that I would so much rather have are Jameson Williams, Juju, Gabe Davis, Brandon Ayuk, Brandon Cooks, Sky Moore, George
But
Pickens.
that ADP was taken in early August before the Watson suspension was extended.
But I mean, you can still. I'm still going down this list. I'm in the mid 40s.
Right, but like, I think Cooper's actual value is multiple rounds later than that ADP. So I think he's worth nothing essentially now. And I think when Watson comes back, that'll be your opportunity. I agree with you. I don't actually want to see him play with Watson, but I don't think no matter how bad he is, I think his value is gonna increase when we hear Watson is coming back this week. This week, Watson is coming back. That's your chance. It's gonna be better then than it is now.
Let's grab that super chat, and then I'm going to come right back to this question.
Michael Carter or McKissick this week and this season. So this week I actually think it's interesting. J.D. McKissick is playing against Jacksonville.
Yeah,
is a good matchup. Could be a high-scoring game. I mean, Washington's pass defense was abysmal. They could be playing from behind like they could all season. Jacksonville is not. I'm not afraid of Jacksonville, in terms of guarding the running back and passing game. Brian Robinson is still out. And Gibson, they obviously don't trust.
Chase Young re-aggravates injury at Von Miller's camp and team is not happy. I literally just got that notification as we were talking about Washington's defense. So
interesting.
I think I'm taking McKissick.
Yeah, I agree. I have McKissick at 39 and Carter at 41. That Carter rank, playing Baltimore. Like, I'll take my chances on Breece Hall. Yep. I only have Breece Hall at 22, and that could continue to drop if it's, I am concerned about this week 1 disaster against Baltimore. Who knows who the starting quarterback is going to be? Is it going to be an unhealthy Wilson or is it going to be Flacco? I don't want either one. So, I think I'm going to go with McKissick here.
McKissick's role is pretty locked in, even with Brian Robinson coming back at some point. Whereas Carter's just every single week, Carter's going to lose more and more value and touches.
This is just also not the week. Like against Baltimore.
Right. That too. The
Jets are going to get throttled.
Which you might think be like, well, that means Michael Carter's going to get passing work. But
I'm not sure that's how the work is being split.
No, I don't. I think everything
Michael Carter barely got any passing work in the games that Zach Wilson played.
I'm taking McKissick in for both answers.
I'll take McKissick.
Me too. And you know what?
For the season, once Brian Robinson is coming back, and once Brian Robinson comes back, I don't want McKissick at all.
Well, sure, but I'd rather have McKissick all season than Michael Carter.
I think I'd rather take my chances on Michael Carter because he has more value over the whole season.
Maybe.
If I had to choose between the two. But this week I'll play McKissick because Robinson is out.
That question reminds me of what I think is a pretty good answer to this question, and that's Antonio Gibson as somebody that maybe before you see the field or before he's inactive.
Oh yeah, now's your chance. Yeah, now's your chance. We never really answered the buy part. The buy before you see the field. We didn't really get to that.
Well, one more sell before they see the field. Like Mac Jones is somebody I'm just terrified to have on my roster right now. With Matt Patricia as
I don't see that as an emergency. Like
I'm trying to get rid of him as fast as I can, honestly, like on the hope that he could be anything he was last year. I know it's not like, he
wasn't that good for fantasy last year.
But I did add him to Jerry Jeudy and get Trey Lance this past week.
It might be I think you have the wrong rookie. I think the second year is Justin Fields. Because he's going to get obliterated by the Niners.
Well, I actually think Zach Wilson is the one I want to get rid of.
Okay,
it's way too late for that. I tried to tell you guys, but you didn't listen to me.
Yeah. What about buy? Tyler, you got to buy?
Yeah. I mean, I have a couple. Brandon Ayuk is one of them. For sure. He's on my list.
Clyde Edwards-Helaire is one of those guys for me.
Oh, no.
I know everybody's going to hate it, but that's why you can go buy him. And right now, it's hard to see if he stays healthy. He's going to get a lot of opportunities, and we care about opportunities.
No, thank you.
He's going to be young enough that everybody's talking themselves into it.
No, If they had actually cut RoJo, I might have considered it more, but they don't.
Mine is Juju, and my other answer will be answered in a video tomorrow.
Not Juju. Juju for me is in the sell category.
We needed to name players that Tyler hated.
Rachaad White.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, that is a really good one.
I love that one. Dude, he's like my second to last pick in redraft, like every single league this year, and it's been awesome.
Rachaad White. He was listed, he got to second on the depth chart, which is good. So that means he'll have a role behind Fournette at the very least. So you'll have something.
Love that.
So yeah, he's on my list. Ayuk, we talked about Pickens. I would still try. I think once you see a taste, you're not going to be able to get him anymore.
It's true. He could have like a highlight this week that just everybody goes crazy about. That's the kind of thing that
forgot about him actually. Jahan Dotson.
Not a bad one.
Attaboy,
Jahan Dotson is another one that I would like to get on my team before he plays. And he's on my list as well.
Nice. James Flatley, who would you start in the flex for week 1? 12-team Dynasty, PPR, 1 QB, pick 2. Josh Jacobs, Jalen Tolbert, Robert Woods, Jarvis Landry, Russell Gage, Tyler Boyd.
Yeah, it's a lot of players, but it's going to be Jacobs and Woods for sure. Pick 2, Jacobs and Woods.
Oh, yeah. I'm with you.
Agreed.
Yep.
Able 12 teams, Superflex, full PPR. I have too many young guys, so I traded away Ramondre and London for Fournette and Thielen and a 23 first. What do you think?
It's good. I mean,
I like it.
It's good. I think I would rather have 23 first over London, barely, but I would prefer 23 first. And then I would prefer, I suppose, value-wise, Fournette is worth more than Ramondre. Thielen is also in there. So, yeah, so the 23 first side is fine. You do get the 23 first to make up for trading the young players. So, no issue with this.
Yeah.
You're continuing to contend and picking up a 23 first. So, no problem.
Right. I love that. I would say, though, I wouldn't be making moves just because you have too many young guys.
Yeah, it's not the right reasoning, but I always say it doesn't matter why you did the trade. All that matters is that you did the right one.
Right.
That's very much a Tyler expression. Big grand strategies are not the Tyler game. The Tyler game is value, and make your team better. I don't like getting boxed into big general advice.
But you're on the right side. Often. You're on the right side of this deal, so
I agree.
Keep one, RoJo or Jerick McKinnon.
It's gonna be RoJo, but that's only because RoJo has the ability to actually take a large amount of carries if that possibility arises. Jerick McKinnon, I think we know, can't hold up to that. So RoJo, I guess.
Is neither an answer?
Yeah, neither. I mean, for me, Pacheco is the second back that I want there if I'm going to roster one in either redraft or dynasty.
Right. I agree with that.
These two I don't want.
It would be RoJo for me as well.
Yeah, once RoJo was kept, I mean, we're going to see it, though. Week 1, someone's going to be inactive, and that'll tell you everything. Right now, I'm leaning that it's actually McKinnon is the inactive one. But we'll see.
Probably.
Could be RoJo. And then you know.
Probably.
Just feels like McKinnon can do more, I guess.
Well, he can do more as a receiver, and RoJo can do more as a rusher. So it's a question of what they're looking for.
Right.
But RoJo played his way back onto the team right at the end. So
that's why I was so confused by Pacheco, because I was like, he doesn't do anything that he's not the best at any one thing on this team. Like McKinnon's a better receiver and RoJo's a better runner. So it was weird that Pacheco was getting all this.
I think it's because McKinnon can't really run and RoJo can't really receive. So if you put Pacheco in, it doesn't tell the defense.
He does a little bit of both.
He doesn't. You don't tell that. You don't give it away.
Sure, I'm with that.
Okay, here we go. Scuba Steve, as a rebuilding team, would you rather roster older wide receiver vets like AJ Green, Corey Davis, Sammy Watkins, or backup running backs, Wilson, Abdullah Moss, with the sole objective flip them midseason?
I don't really want any of these guys. Like
backup running backs, you should have way more of than you should drop AJ Green for any backup running back, basically, who has a chance to gain value and be flipped. Like, you should be rostering more running backs than wide receivers.
Also, like, there's a difference between AJ Green and Corey Davis. Corey Davis has the potential to resurface at some point with value. AJ Green is 34.
Right.
AJ Green is done. So I don't. And there's also a difference between Wilson, Abdullah, and Moss. Abdullah is, who cares? Wilson and Moss are more something.
I don't mind Sammy Watkins if you're holding on to him and like actively trying to flip him, you know?
I'd rather
like
have Sammy Watkins over AJ Green.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I don't know. I saw something about Lazard might not even be playing this week.
Yeah, let's see what happens with the injury reports though.
Yeah. But
which means
Sammy Watkins. I mean, that's
right.
All we want. And then if you can flip him for a third, you're in. And then I'd keep all the other running backs.
Sammy Watkins, if he stays healthy all season, what does that look like?
Nothing.
It looks like McCole Hardman.
Yeah,
at best. I don't know. I kind of wonder with just some of Aaron Rodgers' comments if he just keeps targeting him and trying to prove a point.
I don't know.
Nah.
I still look to flip him. I'm just like, I guess just thinking about Sammy Watkins, it's hilarious that we're still talking about him in 2022. D. Magoon, 10-team, Superflex, PPR, start 10. He's afraid of Najee's age going forward. He is older than most people think, but can't be too afraid yet.
AJ Dillon's not much younger.
But can't seem to move him. You know what? I have a league where I can't seem to move him either, and it's strange to me.
He's tough to move.
He is tough to move.
His points are worth more than his value.
Can possibly get AJ Dillon in a late 23 first for him. Would you move that? Would you move him for that, or just hold on to Najee?
I just hold on to Najee.
I'm holding Najee.
Yeah, there's no reason to not hold. And I just wouldn't be like so scared of his age that you move him for something like this.
Yeah, Dillon's too low. If you went down to like let's see.
Well, that's a good question.
ETN tier. Akers. That'd be better.
Yeah, ETN.
Dillon's
too low for me. ETN would be a good one. Good name.
You're losing value on that deal.
Cam Akers in a first?
Yeah.
Barely. That's probably the line. That's probably the last player I'd take.
Dobbins in a first?
No. I don't want Dobbins. No.
Interesting.
Dobbins just has no upside. I've decided that I've realized that this is how I always thought it was. Dobbins just has no upside. They're never going to throw to him, and he's always going to share carries. So
I'd do Kamara in a first, Eckler in a first.
Like, remember that exercise we talked about
like that.
With what's the best case scenario? It's hard for me to see the universe in where I rank J.K. Dobbins as an RB1 on a given week. He just does not get passing game volume. With Lamar there, the touchdown vulture is around, and then he's always splitting carries. So how is he ever going to rank in RB1 territory in any week? So if that's the case, then I don't want him at that level.
Ridley Truther, yo, gentlemen, 12-team Superflex, 1 point per, let's see, 2 tight end premium?
I think it's just PPR, yeah.
Okay, PPR, okay. 2 tight end premium league. Give Lance plus 223 seconds and get Kyler in a 23 fourth.
Kyler.
I want Kyler. Take the
Kyler
known.
is what you want Lance to be.
Right. Take the known.
And he's 25.
If you get Kyler and you don't give up a first, I feel like you celebrate.
I agree.
Let's see. Daniel Galvin, non-PPR, choose 2. Hollywood Brown, Antonio
Start
Gibson, Gabe Davis. Must be start sit here. Yeah.
Okay. So interestingly, in week 1, I have Antonio Gibson at running back 17. I think it's like the 1 week you might be able to start him because it's against Jacksonville. And then I'll go with Hollywood Brown for sure. Gabe Davis at the Rams is not appealing to me at all. So Gibson and Brown, especially in non-PPR.
The NFL just knows that Gabe Davis in prime time. The people needed that. They needed that to happen.
Yeah. How do you think my rank of Gabe Davis at? I mean, I'm really bold. I ranked Gabe Davis at wide receiver 37 for week 1. So it's all or nothing.
Wow.
It's all or nothing. If you can't tell, like, I have a passion for Dynasty, but if you can't tell how passionate I really am about weekly start sit, Like, I'm probably more passionate about that than I am about Dynasty. So if I sound a little more revived when talking about that, and that's why we're doing the start, why I'm doing the start sit show, because like that's probably in all of fantasy the thing I enjoy the most is doing start sit. So I am happy to bring that back.
Bo wants our all rookie team in a startup dynasty league. Now, I wait.
I don't know how to answer that.
I think it means he has an all rookie team.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
He drafted an all rookie team,
All right.
and now he waits. I love it. I think that's gonna be fun,
yeah.
especially when you add in the 2023 kids as well. Yeah,
Ooh, yeah. Love it. Trogdor, hello, gentlemen. 12 team Superflex, start 11, Burks or Dotson and Wandale.
Burks.
Two
It's not
people
far
scared of
off.
Burks.
It's not far off. This is not a bad offer, but I take Burks.
Burks is going to be one of those division divisive type players for a little while, I think.
I have him ranked like right on his ADP, so I don't find him to be super divisive. But like I was told that you can easily get a 2023 first for Treylon Burks in any league, and that is not true. This is not true. That's false. You cannot get a 23 first for Treylon Burks in most leagues, is the reality. And the reality is you cannot do that.
Mm-hmm.
Tobin reminds everybody to watch.
Oh, hey,
Rams.
Toby.
It's important.
Yes.
Hector fell in love with too many rookies in his startup, just like our buddy Bo here, and got JMO.
We answered this question already. I mean, it's not the exact one, but we answered the gist of this question of can you get too many rookies? And the answer is no.
No, you cannot.
You take value in the startup. If you get young players, that's fine. Generally, that's what I prefer. So no issues with that. Now, I don't know if I love some of these players. I don't know in how many startups I would have gotten some of them, but we'll see.
I like Shaddy White though. That's
Rashad White. Yeah, I've never
know,
heard him called that.
I had never heard of that. Yeah.
I've never heard of that as well.
I prefer to call him.
I'm so happy
David
to see the
Johnson
start.
2.0.
I'm so happy to see the start sit questions. It's making me happy.
Stickman 87. Who are some good best bang for your buck RB2s to target?
We're talking Dynasty, I guess, at this point.
Yeah.
Oh, that range is really gross to me.
Yes, it is.
AJ Dillon, probably.
AJ Dillon.
Yeah. Used to be David Montgomery. But
Elijah Mitchell, I like.
I was gonna say
I don't mind
Mitchell.
Elijah Mitchell. Yeah, that's a decent one.
Let's see. Ooh, you know what? For what it cost you to get Aaron Jones and the points he could score, if you're contending,
Not
to
according
not-
to his ADP. His
I was gonna
ADP
say, if you're
is
not paying a
so
first,
high.
man.
His ADP is so high though. So
is it RB? But I feel like his trade value is different.
Well, I don't know what it is, but it's very his ADP is very high. Josh Jacobs is so low that like I could stomach it. I mean, his ADP is like vapor.
Let's see. Let me pull up the trade finder for Aaron Jones here in a 12 team. Aaron Jones and Leonard Fournette for Mike Williams and the 23 first.
Mike Williams.
Mike Williams
first so
first.
easily. Yeah.
Aaron Jones for Dalvin Cook. This is stupid.
Dalvin Cook.
Maybe people are
Bad
overpaying for
argument.
Yeah,
Jones.
Aaron Jones is a no. I think Josh
If you're going
Jacobs
for
is
Aaron
actually the
Jones-
one.
Josh
Josh
Jacobs
Jacobs.
for Aaron Jones, just get Dalvin Cook.
No, I think Josh Jacobs is the one. I think you can get Josh Jacobs for a second, and I would do it. I
Pierce-
legitimately think you can pay a second to get Josh Jacobs, and I would do that.
Or 2 seconds.
Damian Pierce or Aaron Jones and Dallas Goedert.
I saw that in the trade
Wait,
finder.
you
and I
get
thought
Aaron
for a while,
Jones and Dallas Goedert for Damian Pierce?
If
Oh
the
my God.
scrolling through Damian Pierce trades, on
I'll
the
take
trade
Aaron Jones and
finder
Dallas Goedert.
Is
Jones and Goddard for me over Pierce.
somebody got Alvin Kamara for Damian Pierce like a week ago?
Good God.
Well, let me ask you, Addison, the Pierce hater.
Yes.
Let me ask you, why don't we do that? Why don't I take control for a second? Would you rather have Damian Pierce or, I don't know, David Montgomery? Make you suffer.
I'll take Damian Pierce.
We'll just clip that. That's all we need. That's all we need. I'll take Damian Pierce. I'm good. We have it. We can go back and grab it. We don't need anything else.
Damn it.
Let's move on to the next question. I think I got what I needed.
David Montgomery.
No, David Montgomery is not on the list of best bang for your bucks RB2 to target. He's near the bottom.
I think he might be a good start this week.
Let's see. This week
San Fran wasn't very good against the run last year.
No, I don't want to do that.
San Fran's going to be winning 21
They're going to get obliterated. They're going to be obliterated, and I don't want to go anywhere near Montgomery. I have Montgomery at 21. I mean, it is what it is.
Play Elijah Mitchell.
Elijah Mitchell, I have at 19, a little bit higher this week.
Accurate.
Local liability, buy low running backs for competing teams.
Josh Jacobs, I think, is the one.
Question.
His ADP is just so low.
I like Kareem Hunt.
That was going to be my next name. Kareem Hunt.
There you go.
Yeah.
Rashad Penny is RB 38. I don't mind.
Rashad Penny, I'm just a little worried, is like 1 thing away from being a 0.
Yeah.
Whereas,
I don't mind it if you
Josh Jacobs and Kareem Hunt don't have becoming 0 without themselves being injured, really in their range of outcomes.
Penny,
they're going to give you value all year if they stay healthy.
For a second, maybe?
Any running back. Who?
You can probably get Penny for a second. I mean,
sure, but I think you can get Jacobs for a second, and I'd rather have Jacobs.
Do that.
Yeah.
That's true.
Or Hunt.
I would much rather.
I'd rather have Hunt for
do
a second.
that.
Yes,
but not Penny.
Damian Harris is RB 40.
Damian Harris, I won't touch with a 10-foot pole.
I don't mind. Like if you're paying,
you can't have Damian Harris.
That
offense is going to be a disaster. I don't want a touchdown only option in a disaster. A touchdown only option in a disaster doesn't sound so good. So I don't want any part of him. Stevenson only there.
Where
for
is
me.
he down here?
Najee Harris or Michael Pittman.
Najee Harris.
Najee.
Yeah,
Najee. Kid Coop Dynasty 8-team Superflex just offered Burks for Gabe Davis. Smash accept.
Yes, it is. Burks.
Yep.
Last chance to buy the Burks dip. This is true. When we see Burks on the field, like he could do a couple things that, he's got a lot in him that he could produce some highlights that everybody sees over and over and, takes his value way up after you see it.
I haven't buried Burks. I mean, I have Burks at wide receiver 46 for week 1, but that's because he's playing the Giants, which is such an easy matchup.
And because he's a rookie in game 1.
But I have, no, I'm saying 46 as if that's high.
46 is kind of high. Huh?
Yeah. I have Robert Woods at 33. So significantly higher.
Did we say Burks as the player that we want to buy before he hits the field?
No,
if we
he's
did
not
not
on that
I
list
like that
for me.
answer. Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Yeah,
I like that answer.
He's not really on the list.
He's on the list at solid buy prices.
Mm-hmm.
Multiple seconds.
I do think this could be your last chance to buy Amon-Ra St. Brown because week 1 is against Philly.
God bless you.
Philly has a high-powered offense. Detroit's going to be playing from behind. Jameson Williams is nowhere to be found.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if he gets 9 targets.
Yeah.
Love it. Clint, DJ Moore, and Brian Robinson or Rashad Penny Pickens in a 23 second.
DJ Moore. DJ Moore. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Penny and Robinson pretty much cancel out.
Right.
And I'd rather have Moore over Pickens in a second.
Dynasty Superflex.
I do like Pickens, but not that much.
Clint.
Yeah, that's the thing is I feel like if you're trying to acquire Pickens, you don't give up DJ Moore or get more in return. What would Penny have to be to make this an accept for you? If instead of Penny it was
we're on the Josh Jacobs train.
Josh Jacobs isn't enough.
Elijah Mitchell?
Not enough.
Ooh.
AJ Dillon would be enough, I think. AJ Dillon, I think, would be enough.
Kenneth Walker?
Oh, that's even better.
Yeah,
that's even better.
Ed, what's up, Ed? Love the Nirvana logo you got there. When it comes to players like Lance, you just have to wait. You just have to make sure you aren't the last one who believes. I think that's true.
Yeah, that's very true about Miles Sanders now. Only the people who are the last one who believes still have him left.
Lead the league in passing. So
I blocked him.
You know
already.
what? Listen, I'm fine with this, Johnny.
How'd you even bring it up? I thought I blocked him.
Nah, it's okay. Look, this is fine.
Positive comments only.
Derek Carr, go to Underdog right now. Use the link. whatever his passing yardage is, go over.
I mean, I probably would take the over.
People hear that and they think I'm saying he's like a great quarterback. Look, Blake Bortles at one point had
bad
like
quarterback
500 yards or something. Okay,
I don't think I'm saying that Derek Carr is a bad quarterback. I mean, he's so bad. I mean, his 65% completion percentages in his career, but over the last 4 years, it's been 67% or better in all of them. So he's not bad. His issue is his touchdown rate. His career touchdown rate of 4.3% is low. So if he has a season where it all comes together, he could be good.
DraftKings has him at 4,450, which
seems about right.
That's
He had 4,800 last year.
I mean, he had 4,800 yards.
It's
last
tied with
year.
Joe Burrow.
Yeah, but on these, you always have it a little bit low because there's the missing games possibility. So
yeah, that actually might be.
There's always anyone can miss games.
Bet under.
That
44
is the 5th highest on here.
Apparently, if you just bet under on every prop, you would come out ahead.
Yeah, I think
that's what I've heard.
We get excited to go over and everything.
But yeah, apparently on props, you're always better off with the under.
If you did 50 of them, you'd hit on like 35.
Yeah, you'd be better off with the under.
Yeah, that's the 5th highest on DraftKings. He's tied with Burrow behind Stafford, Herbert, Brady.
Oh man, so annoying.
And
unsubscribe to DraftKings.
And there's one other one in here.
Yeah.
By the way, he was 5th last year.
I know. Justin
More
Herbert, though, I
passing
think
yards than Joe Burrow.
I would love to see Justin Herbert have a 6,000 passing yard season.
Derek Carr had
Is that
35
possible?
less yards than Pat Mahomes.
Is 6,000 to get 6,000 passing yards? You have to average 352 a game.
It's not as crazy as people think.
Justin Herbert is so good, just so good.
He is. He's gonna have a good year. Derek Carr was 5th and then added Devontae Adams. I don't know, and got rid of Bryan Edwards. By the way,
Yeah, Bryan Edwards is now playing with Mariota, so we'll see how that goes.
Jerry says, "Bro, would you trade away AJ Brown and a 25 first for DK, a late 23 first, 24 second, and a 23 third, and a 10-team PPR?"
I think I would actually, and take the 23 first because it's so much earlier, and then the second with it as well. Yeah, I think I take the DK side here. This is a weird trade though.
It is a weird trade.
I usually,
Yeah, it's not too bad.
yeah, sure.
I like it. Dougie, Kittle, or Garrett Wilson plus Ingram.
It's like format would be nice. If it's just regular PPR, I think I'll take Wilson and Ingram over Kittle. If this is premium, then I'll take the Kittle side.
I agree.
Kid Coop, this one's for Addison based on his latest video. Drop Juwan Jennings for your boy, Deion Jackson, in a 12-team PPR.
Yes.
Hey, I don't even know who Deion Jackson is.
Running
Tyler,
back.
you should.
Oh, come on.
You need to watch my video.
Why should I know?
Look up the Indianapolis Colts depth chart.
Yeah, I don't care.
Yes,
Deion
go do that.
Jackson's the primary backup to John.
Deion Jackson. Okay. Yeah, I'll no thank you.
Caleb
Better
has a
than
trade
Jordan.
question. Excuse me, sorry. George Kittle, Treylon Burks, Darnell Mooney, 23 first, 4. Mark Andrews, Diggs, 23 second, and a 24 third.
Wow, this is
Yeah.
a lot.
I feel like if I had the left side, I'm probably not giving up all that youth on the wide receivers to go to the right side.
right.
But if I had the right side, is this really enough? Probably not. So it's pretty fair. So yeah, if I have Andrews, I want more. If I have a 23 first, I'm not giving it up for this. So yeah, sorry. It's a non-answer.
I don't usually like deals like this with so many players.
Neither do
involved.
I don't tend to really do that. But either way, whichever side I have, I'm keeping.
I think I want the Kittle side. I was trying to put it in my head. I was like Burkson in the first for Diggs. And a second.
I guess I'd go that way if I had to choose.
Yeah, I think I want the Kittle side.
Not even by much, though.
It's hard. It is hard.
Dustin Stevens, 16-team, 1 QB, PPR, Dynasty, Sutton, and Etienne, or 23 second, Dobbins, and Devonta Smith.
Easy. Sutton, ETN. Easy.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to go that way.
Because you love
but-
Sutton.
Yeah. Well, actually, Sutton is creeping up in my rankings.
Yes, I like it.
Although Devonta Smith is also higher in my rankings than he is in most people's.
Oh, is he higher than Sutton?
No. Not anymore. But yeah, I'm gonna go with the ETN side barely.
Nice.
Mostly because this 23 second is a 16 team second.
Oh yeah,
and
it's like
that
a third.
devalues it a lot.
It's like a third rounder.
I'm gonna go with that side just because I'd rather have ETN over Dobbins by a lot.
Right.
They're not really in the same tier for me, even though they're kind of close on the overall scale. But they're not really in the same value tier.
I'm going to use this to ask a couple of Sutton questions here. Sutton or you tell me Sutton or Treylon Burks.
Treylon Burks.
It's Treylon.
Sutton for me. Sutton or Hollywood Brown.
Hollywood.
Yeah, I agree. Sutton or Mike Williams.
Sutton. I don't want Mike Williams.
Sutton or Garrett Wilson.
Still Garrett Wilson.
Sutton
or Jerry Jeudy.
Whichever one's
Jeudy.
cheaper. But the answer is probably Jeudy because if they both have the same season, only one of them is gaining value. Significant value.
Marcos is on Facebook. I don't care if you don't scoff at this question. These streaming defenses, people play in these leagues. I like it. We should answer it. Week 1 streaming defense: Denver versus Seattle, Tennessee versus Giants, or Cleveland versus Carolina.
Denver.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Denver, but defense. I've debated if I'm gonna do defense rankings this year, but I just haven't. I do what the patrons demand, and I have not heard the clamoring for it.
Here's another reason to pick the Broncos. They play Houston next week. You get
that's a good reason
out of Denver.
But like I said, I have not heard the clamoring for it. So since nobody's asked for them, I'm probably not going to do them.
Although I will say I would move Cleveland up a little bit every time Baker talks trash to one of the why is he talking trash to the quarterback? Why?
Tennessee versus the Giants is also kind of appealing.
Yeah, I like that. Let's see. Marcos also happy BR week 1. Waddle, Mike Thomas, Gabe Davis, or Allen Robinson. Pick one.
Waddle.
Waddle.
Assuming he is healthy on the field, all that stuff, no limitations, then it's Waddle. That game could be ugly.
Yeah. I don't have Waddle that high. I only have Waddle at 19. But
Dolphins facing off against division rival Patriots and Matt Patricia. 12-team, 1 QB, half PPR, traded Damian Pierce, 2 23 thirds and 24 fifth and 24 fifth for Pacheco, 24 first and a second.
I see the first and second.
I see a 1.
Yeah,
give me the 1.
That's all I needed to see. And then Pacheco's just your lottery.
Yeah, I'll take the 24 first.
Yes.
I like that the guy on the Damian Pierce side was like, take these picks that I don't want. Take that, and I'll take your first and a second.
Love it.
Carbon copy, 12 teams, Superflex, start 10. Have 3 23 first and 2 24 first. Only have Lamar at QB. Allen owner is shopping him. Would you give up major capital for a sure thing in Allen or take chance on QB in the 23 draft?
How much is it going to cost?
I think this is great. Let's say all 3 of those first.
All 3. Yeah, I think
or maybe 2.
Allen's worth more than that.
So would you cash in all 3 of those first for Allen?
I mean, if my team's good enough to win, yeah. But I don't. If you only have Lamar at quarterback, it probably isn't.
Would you do 2 and 1? 2, 23, easily, and a 24?
Yeah, for sure.
If I'm competing and I can give up all 3 to get Allen, I do it. He's still 26.
I know.
Rebuilding.
Oh.
Then no.
That might change it.
then definitely not.
Offer the 2 24s. Just see what happens. He can just say no. And then
or like maybe one of the 23 and 2 24 first.
Try that. Yeah.
You can do that too. I'm good with that. Or 2 24s and something fun on your team. I don't know.
10 team Superflex start 9, half PPR, 6-point passing TD. Give Matt Ryan 23 first and 24 first and get Russell Wilson.
It's like okay, but in a 10-team Superflex, I'm probably just not spending this kind of capital to get a quarterback. So I'll probably
I agree.
pass.
In a 10 team.
Yeah. If this said 12-team Superflex, I'd probably say okay. It's 24.
I'll go with consensus.
You want to predict the division winners this year?
Sure.
Some of them
I actually did on another podcast I just recorded this literally like 2 hours ago.
How do you do? You can do 2 podcasts in a day? I'm already
the other one
totally
I
out
was
of gas.
predicting division winner, so it wasn't all that taxing.
All right, fine. Here, you want me to do it? I'll do it. Bills.
Hang on, let's just go. Okay, yeah, AFC East.
Bills.
AFC North.
I'll go with the Ravens.
Cleveland, Cincinnati.
Ravens.
Cincinnati. AFC South, Houston, Tennessee, Indianapolis, or Jacksonville?
Indy.
I'll go with Indianapolis.
Indy. Matt Ryan leads the Colts to the playoffs.
Yep.
AFC West, Las Vegas Raiders, Denver Broncos, Kansas City Chiefs, or Los Angeles Chargers?
Chargers.
Chiefs. Get that disrespect out of here. NFC East, Dallas, New York, Philadelphia, Washington.
Philly.
I agree. NFC North, Chicago, Green Bay, Detroit, Minnesota.
The easiest one. Packers.
Minnesota. I agree with you, Addison. I'm with you.
The easiest one was the AFC East.
That's true. The AFC East was pretty
South, Carolina, Atlanta, New Orleans.
This is another easy one.
Tampa.
Who dat? NFC West, San Francisco, Arizona, Rams, and Seattle Seahawks.
Rams.
Michael Henry, 12 team Superflex, half PPR, Murray, Godwin, Danny Gray, or Russell Wilson, Cup, and Rondale Moore.
Wilson and Cup.
I think so.
Is that Kyler Murray?
Yeah. That side has the two. Like I'd take Cup over Godwin and Rondale over Danny Gray. So that makes up for the difference.
Rondale barely matters.
Well, I know that he barely matters, but Danny Gray barely matters even less.
Yeah. Well, they don't. Bad Kyler. I don't like this. I don't like.
No, I like it. I'm doing it.
Yeah.
I'm taking
this is a fair trade, I think.
It's pretty fair, yeah. If you're competing, I get it. I get doing it.
Order 66, 12 team PPR, start 10, Diggs or Barkley?
So a trade? I'll take Diggs.
Diggs, yeah.
More confident in Diggs.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Yeah.
Jared, hey guys, trade evaluation here. I got Pitts, AJ Brown, Gage, Devontae Parker, 24th for Mark Andrews, Scary Terry, Jameson, Julio, 23 second.
Not fair. It's the Pitt side easily.
Pitt side.
Yeah, so that's what you got. So you did a great
Pitts
job.
Over Andrews, AJ Brown over Terry.
Over the rest,
It's did well.
Great
job, Jared. Alejandro, Golovin, Dobbins, McKissick, Zay Jones, or Isaiah McKenzie.
Wow. I feel I'm going to tell you to start J.K. Dobbins and just pray because it's against the Jets.
They're playing the Jets.
It's against the Jets.
The scary part is they might get up 35-0 and pull their starter.
You can't start the others. So it is J.K. Dobbins.
It's J.K. Dobbins.
You're going to have to make a decision on McKenzie before you know about Dobbins.
You're not going to start. I'd rather start McKissick over McKenzie.
Yeah, probably. I don't know. I like the idea of having something to root for Thursday, Alejandro. Start McKenzie.
I have Zay Jones this week ranked higher than I do McKenzie. McKenzie against the Rams is not exciting for me.
I was going to say,
blanketing Diggs. Ramsey blanketing Diggs.
Zay Jones against Washington is like a sneaky play for me, actually.
I want to see McKenzie do it first. It's all at this point. It's been a lot of talk and stuff from the preseason.
We really don't know how any of these players will be used, but Dobbins is by far the most talented.
Right.
Of the four,
I'm playing Dobbins. If for some reason he's out after Thursday night,
and you go with McKissick.
Yes.
Thomas Cooper, 23 second, 24 third for DJ Moore.
DJ Moore easily.
prime example.
Yeah.
For what I want to sell Amari Cooper for before he
tremendous job of using future picks to upgrade your team and get younger. I mean, this is a great deal, Thomas. Exactly the kind of deal that I'm looking for when I'm looking at making trades in my leagues. Pat says, what's your take if someone accidentally accepts a trade? Do you return the players or keep as is? And then we'll get to that super chat.
Return the players.
Return the players.
If it really is an accident and it's like they say it right away, then great. If it's like a week later,
can't be like this can't be like even like a day later and be like, oh, wait a minute, I accepted this trade and I didn't mean to.
It needs to be right away.
It needs to be like right away.
Yeah, like 5 times.
Even a few hours is probably too long.
Right.
Cam Akers and Antonio Gibson gets you which win now running back, trying to contend now and get a running mate for Kamara. I don't know what you mean. Like you combine them to get.
He's combining them to upgrade.
Austin Eckler, I guess.
I would love that one. That'd be great.
Yeah. That would be what I would try.
The first one that jumps out to me is Eckler. Would you do it for Mixon? Could you get Mixon?
I guess. I'm not as interested in Mixon.
Cook?
I'm more interested in Cook than Mixon.
Cook could be the right answer right there.
Yeah, Cook is going to smash this year.
Yep. I generally don't like packaging running backs for running backs. But if you go that high, I'm in.
Yeah. I'll go Cook or Eckler.
Yep.
Look, get ready to unsubscribe, but Dalvin Cook could lead the league in rushing this year. So.
Oh, no.
Get ready to unsubscribe. I'm telling you.
I think that's not that.
This host is terrible.
Oh, no.
Yeah, the host is terrible. It's rare. The criticism wasn't for me. It's usually me.
Chogdor says 12 teams. Superflex start 12. That's a lot of starters. Fields and Westbrook Kenny or Mac Davis Price in a second.
Oh man.
Addison will be right back.
Yeah. I'll take the Mac side actually. I don't want Fields at all. So I'll just take the little bit of extra value I'm getting with Mac. I don't want Fields. Fields is a disaster waiting to happen.
Fields has, to me, like Fields already has the built-in excuse. People are ready to excuse him already if he doesn't do well.
Well, we might excuse him, but this Bears front office did not draft. They did not draft Justin Fields.
That's going to keep his value, though, is what I'm saying. Like,
no, it isn't. It isn't. It means he's not guaranteed. I've tried to tell the people, they don't listen to me. They don't listen to me no matter how many times I say it. They don't listen. They just continue with their delusional narratives that are wrong. If the Bears go 2-15, Justin Fields won't be their quarterback in 2020. You can say, no, all you like. But I live in reality. You live in fantasy world. This was not someone picked in the top 3 picks. This was someone picked at pick 11. Not 3, 11. Picked by a different coach and a different front office. If he goes 2-15, he'll be out the door. Remember, people were calling for Tua's head. Tua was like 9-8 and was pretty good. It had a winning record as a rookie. People calling for Jalen Hurts' head. He made it to the playoffs. Those guys didn't go 2-15. If he goes 2-15, he's not going to be the quarterback for this team. He won't be. Period. They might love him now. They might love him now. They aren't going to love him if he went 2-15. How bad would he have had to been? Their over-under is like 5 or 6. If he's bad enough that they go 2-15, it's going to be bad. So I'll take the quarterback that I'm more confident is actually going to start for multiple years, and Mac Jones. As you know, the Patriots, this is the Patriots people who picked Mac Jones. They liked him, and he had actually won some games as a rookie. And then Davis Price is nice, a nice little piece in 23 seconds, whatever. So, yeah, I'll take the Mac side.
So if you had to put a percentage on it, what would you say is the chances that Mac Jones has a higher ADP next year than Justin Fields?
49%.
That's higher than I would say.
49%.
I'm not sure Mac ever has a ADP higher than Fields ever.
Well, if Fields loses a job, then Mac will definitely have a higher ADP than him.
Man, I don't know if Mac is as sturdy as you think, though.
Yeah. Again, people live in a fantasy universe. They can continue to live in that one, but I'll make sure that we stay in reality.
Unsubscribe to the host.
Please do. I don't.
Jeremy
I don't really care.
Perlman, 12 team Superflex PPR drafting from the 108 went with Chase over Kyler and Burrow. Lamar and other QBs were taken. Followed up with Lance and Watson at second and third.
Not what I would have done. I would have taken Kyler at the 108 for sure.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, Lance and Watson at the second and third are fine.
Yeah, that's not bad.
But I would have taken Kyler at the 108 and then seen what happened.
Would you rather have Kyler and AJ Brown instead of Chase and Lance?
Yes.
Would you trade Eckler or CD straight up for AJ Brown in a Dynasty League?
Eckler, yes. Lamb, no.
Yep.
Agreed. One QB league. Have both Hurts and Lance as a mid-level team. What would you recommend selling either for?
You're not going to be able to
I
get
would
more
not.
than a second for either, but I just hang on to them and play matchups. They're worth more on your team than they are on the trade market. Quarterback just don't carry value.
Agreed. TDS starting London versus Saints or Ayuk versus the Bears. Start Ayuk.
I London week 1 against New Orleans. I think I'm just going to want to wait and see.
Is he getting Lattimore?
I don't really want to start Ayuk.
Why
either.
not? I
He
mean,
probably is. Huh? Unless
Ayuk,
Pitts lines it up outside.
Ayuk, I'm a little skeptical week 1 as well. Trey Lance's first game. I'm not running out to start Brandon Ayuk either. But I have Brandon Ayuk at 40 and Drake London at 43. These are two players I'd like to wait and see because there's a lot going on in those cases. So before start, I don't really want to start them in their first game.
Kenneth Lee, week 1, half PPR, flex
Hollywood.
option, Hollywood or Gabe Davis.
Yeah, it's going to be Hollywood easily. I have Hollywood at 20 and Gabe Davis at 37.
Hollywood is in my DraftKings lineup right now.
Yeah, Hollywood for sure.
I like it.
Stacking.
Would you want Antonio Gibson or a 23 second?
If it's a super flex, I can just take that 23 second and I'll move on.
Me too.
Man, I want to say that that's not enough for Antonio Gibson, and I'd rather just roll the dice and see what he does the first couple of weeks without Brian Robinson and hope that you have a sell window. But I don't know if you're getting significantly more than a 23 second even at that point. So it's
I don't
probably
know how
the second.
anybody feels safe enough to ever give a first for him at this point, unless he
No,
just,
you'll never get a first. So it's just a question of if you can get second and something.
Right. Like we got a second in the I don't know, some other running back. For 2 seconds.
Like Kenneth Gainwell.
Yeah.
Sure.
No tight end premium, Andrews or Pittman?
Andrews.
Andrews.
Starter sit, Ayuk, Burks, or Elijah Moore?
I'll go with Elijah Moore, but tough. There's the other two I can't. So Elijah Moore.
Yep. Yeah.
Do you want to start Elijah Moore if Joe Flacco starts or less?
That doesn't change anything.
No, yeah, that doesn't affect it at all.
He did a lot better with not Zach Wilson last year.
Yes, that's why it doesn't change anything.
Burks, you need to see it and see what happens.
Burks,
Ayuk,
I'm not even sure how many snaps Burks is going to play.
right? Ayuk is
And
tricky as a
Ayuk
wide receiver
is
too.
another one.
Lance's first
Yeah.
game, they're gonna blow out the Bears. You know,
Ed threw Damian Pierce up on the block in a 14-team league that me and him are in and haven't got a single offer.
That's
Yeah.
not a surprise.
offer him
yeah.
the deal.
Yeah, why don't you offer him a deal and see what happens?
Give him a second.
Ed, I've already given him my first for Jalen Hurts in this league.
Oh, did you?
Yep. I gave him 3 first
Oh, yes, I know.
for Jalen Hurts
Wow.
in a
I told-
14-team league
So I was responsible for that.
where I am dude, my team is so stacked in that league. Boston Strangler. Will Christian Kirk catch more passes than Gabe Davis this year? Yes.
Yes.
100%.
Yes.
Possible.
Unsubscribe. The Boston Strangler again. Will Romeo Romeo Dobbs finish the season as the Green Bay wide receiver 1?
I'm going to say no.
No.
No. I think it's I think by the end of the year, Alan Lazard will have the most points.
Yeah.
Even if it's not particularly impressive.
If you looked at the last 6 games of Green Bay's season, could he be the number 1 over that stretch?
Sure.
Maybe. But I think maybe.
Yeah.
I think that's what you're hoping for
Yeah.
in this, right?
We'll see. The hype has kind of died down.
I want to see who gets more snaps, him or Watson.
I think it's going to be Dubs. I'm not sure.
Thomas, would you trade Amari Cooper and a 23 first for Keenan Allen and Montgomery as a contender?
I don't think I'm giving up a 23 first for just this. So no.
Yeah, I agree with that.
This goes to my don't trade your first to make your starting lineup look better for week 1. Save it and make your starting lineup look better for the playoffs.
I agree.
Or save it in case you actually aren't a contender.
Bingo. Yeah, exactly. Yes.
Yep.
Hector is going to live and die by your start sits. No pressure, Tyler.
Yeah,
Lead them to glory.
I don't really feel the pressure anymore. It is what it is. I just do the best I can. And, very few of my patrons ever get on me for getting stuff wrong.
Is this true? Colin says Pickens the same hype as Rondale Moore last year.
Not true.
These are very different things.
Very different. Yeah.
I feel like Rondale had hype after the first preseason game, but then didn't do anything after that.
And then he had hype in week 1.
Yes, because he had that long
yeah
touchdown or whatever in week 1 last year. Rondale Moore was always a weird analytical player.
Week 2, by the way.
Week 2, my bad. But yes, I still like Rondale Moore, kind of. But
yeah,
no, these are very different things. Nick R, rate my team. Hurts. Okay, here we go. This is your favorite, Tyler. Rate his team. Hurts, Chase, Swift, AJ Brown, Darren Waller, Singletary, Metcalf, Ayuk, Elijah Moore, Walker. That's a pretty good bench. Madison.
Yeah, I give the team an A.
It's really good. Nice job, Nick. What do you think,
Nice.
Addison?
I love it.
Yeah, an A.
Boy, this is Jorge. Will the Cowboys ever make it to the Super Bowl with Dak Prescott under center?
I'm going to say no.
I don't think they do. But if they do, it's post Zeke Elliott.
Yeah, that contract's killing them.
They got to get that contract off. It's hard, dude. When you start paying quarterbacks like that, it's hard to get in there. Because
it just takes 1 or 2 more bad contracts.
Yep. Less money for everything else.
Joey Cheese Stick, Russell Wilson, and mid to late first or Justin Fields.
The first is on the wrong side.
First on the wrong side, yeah.
Agreed. Moochman, trade Juju Renfro and Hawkinson for DJ Moore, David Montgomery, and Mike Gesicki. 2 QB Superflex PPR start 10 league.
DJ Moore side. Yeah, easily.
Yeah, it is. But
easily.
It's just, I don't.
DJ Moore is almost worth the entire other side.
That's true. I hate to say
Let alone, I mean, Montgomery. I'd rather have Montgomery over Juju. So, yeah.
Okay. Well,
yeah, DJ Moore so easily. Yeah. Not close.
Is this the same one we just did?
It's not. But I'll say that, old running backs, although Javonte is nice, and then it looks fine.
So if let's say Jorge joined your Patreon and said, Tyler, help me with this team, what would your first piece of advice be?
My first piece of advice would be that's a good question. Let's see, probably get rid of Waller.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes, it would be Waller.
No, for me these days, I will say, if you're interested in the Patreon, I have like 160 patrons. So the days where I could just tell you, do it for you, are gone. I'm one human. I cannot do it all. But the way the Patreon works is it's a collaborative process. As in, we discuss trade ideas. Like, you come up with trade ideas, we talk about it. It's a dialogue, like back and forth. But yeah, no, in the early days of the Patreon, I would do it for you. I can't. If I did it for everyone, I'd have to charge 3 times as much. I don't want to do that. Yeah,
this goes back to reversing the trade. Have to say it right away. Yeah, it's got to be like immediate. Like 5 minutes later, it's got to be in the group text. Like, oh, I didn't mean to accept that. Noah Lee holding it down on Facebook. Noah, great job. Just finished my draft. Thoughts Lance, McCaffrey, Barkley, Waddle, Davis, Andrews, Sutton, Colts D, Bass, Juju, London, Gibson, Tony, Walker,
Holy
Sky.
crap,
Kisner.
Noah.
Woo.
So this has got to be redraft, right?
This is redraft. Yeah.
Yeah. Sounds pretty good to me.
I love it.
Give it a 10. You know what movie that is?
No.
You're too young. Flowosaurus, 12 team, Superflex, 1 PPR, start 9, Elijah Moore or Kareem Hunt in the flex. There's no way you're fading the Jets like that, right?
I'm playing Kareem Hunt.
I'll play Elijah Moore. Yeah, it's RB 27 versus wide receiver 32. I'll probably go wide receiver 32. It's close.
I go Elijah Moore.
Barely.
I'll say this Bears front office loves Fields. He has to show something, but
how do you know?
Doesn't.
They're not going to love someone who goes 2-15 if he goes 2-15. I mean, they know what they won't know that. Yeah. We don't know if they love Fields. There's no evidence about how this front office feels about Fields at all. They were stuck with him. I mean, the previous front office traded away their 2022 first to acquire Fields. So they had no choice. They were stuck with him. When you have no choice, you act like you love someone, right? That's how it works. When you have no choice, you love someone. And then when you have a choice, maybe you love them, maybe you don't. If they're 2-15, they have a number 1 overall pick. They have a choice. They have a choice. And you might say, oh, they'll take Will Anderson. Will they? I mean, the Cardinals were in that situation in 2019. They had the opportunity. A lot of people said they should take Nick Bosa, generational type. And he's been really great, right? He's been great. You think they would undo the pick if they could and stick with Josh Rosen? I don't think so. I don't think they would do that. I think they're happy that they picked Kyler Murray. So, yeah, if they are 2-15 or horrible, they have a top 3 pick, maybe they won't love him as much. But, of course, they love him now. You love what you're stuck with. They don't love him. There's no evidence to say that. People say it all the time. It's one of the things I'm told on Twitter the most. You can say it. It doesn't make it true.
Honestly, the Bears would be smart to take a quarterback if they have a top 3 or 5 pick.
I mean, the Bears president is finally retiring, incompetent president. Now, if the McCaskey family could sell the team to someone else, then they may have a chance. But they don't know anything about that there. They don't know anything about anything competent. I mean, Ryan Poles has done not a good job. Not good. I'm not impressed. I'm not impressed with the head coach. Being better than Matt Nagy is not a high bar. Just because Eberflus is better than Matt Nagy doesn't mean he's good. They can have the 25th worst coach instead of, or whatever, 25th best instead of the worst. Not a good coach.
I don't know what this 0% is.
That's the Mac
0% that Mac Jones has a higher value than Justin Fields, and I think that's ridiculous.
Yeah, I just don't think there's any chance
the
that
percentage is high. There's a good chance.
Whatever content, can you rank my team? A lot of rank my team questions here. Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, I mean, we can put them in there, but it's
Jamar Chase, Moore, TJ Hawkinson, DK Metcalf, Rashad Bateman.
The reason I generally avoid, I don't want to say avoid, but I do not like rank your team questions is because they don't help anyone else, only you. And I like the trade questions. I think are more global to anyone watching the show. And then they also take a long time to answer. It's difficult to visualize them on a live show. Trades are easier. But yeah, I do. If it, again, if it were up to me, we would mostly just say, it looks this way and then just move on.
Could you trade Hawkinson and Jerry Jeudy and get Kittle or Kelsey?
Like I said, I don't know. The
Probably
reason I always ask for trades is because I have no idea what you can and can't do. Your league better than I ever could.
I feel like this is that's what I would try. I guess is my point there. And I'd want somebody better than Zeke Elliott.
Well, I don't want Zeke Elliott at all, but we know that.
For redraft, I like it.
George, 10 teams, Superflex, start 10, tight end premium, give Javonte, Gordon, Kyler Murray, JD McKissick, Ayuk, get Dalvin, Madison, Mooney, McLaurin, Russell Wilson, Claypool. I feel like this is one where you start off with a trade where something you like and something on the other team, and you have a trade calculator and you just keep adding stuff to it.
It does kind of feel that way, but at a quick glance, I'll take the Javonte side because
No.
It has Kyler Murray, who is the best player in the deal, and then Javonte, I think, is another really good asset. So I'll take that side.
I want the Russell Wilson side.
Like Kyler Murray.
I agree with Tyler, but I'd just start over. This is
too many
way
things.
Too much.
Yeah.
This is way
Generally, you get more value trading less things at a time over more.
10-team 2 QB. I guess it says Superflex, but I think maybe it's just Superflex league. 2 running backs, 3 wide receivers, 2 tight ends, plus 3 flex spots. Traded Javonte Williams for a 23 first, 24 first, and James Cook. Let's start with that one.
That one is fine.
I like that one.
That's fine. I think, it's just okay.
I like it.
Yeah, just okay.
Traded Jameis for Desmond Ritter and a 23 first and second.
That one's excellent. I love that one. Yeah, that's
great.
Yeah.
Sebastian Eckler and Mike Evans for Najee, Mike Williams, and ETN. Full PPR. Who wins?
And Najee side easily.
Yeah.
It's not even close. Yeah, it's very easy.
QB is Brady. So
backs don't matter unless it's best ball.
Ed agrees that I have a very good team in that league.
Good job, Cal.
It's a 14-team league, and I think my bench is better than some of the teams in the league. I'm just saying.
Thanks.
I don't have any, I have very few picks coming up, but still. Is Wandale Moore the same as Tutu Atwell? Ouch.
I think Tutu Atwell is what made the Rams trade away all their picks for eternity. They realized they don't really know how to do that. They don't really know how to draft people, so they decided to just trade them all away. No one's the same as Tutu Atwell. One of the biggest wastes of time.
I love that it's Wandale Moore.
I know.
Like you got Rondale Moore and Wandale Robinson. Like if they had a baby, it would be Wandale Moore.
I do like that, but
yeah.
And then that's Tutu Atwell. It might be the same if that happened. I do think Wandale Robinson.
That's Wandale.
Somebody in the Giants is going to score points, right? Somebody.
Could be Wandale Robinson.
Could be Tony. I'd love it to be Tony.
Yeah.
It could be both.
Or it could be Saquon to the moon.
Or I don't know about that.
Or all 3.
Sorry for redraft. That's okay. Look, Dynasty leagues pretty much become redraft leagues once the season starts anyway here.
They shouldn't, but they do.
Is it Russ? Russ says that? I think that's Russ.
I think Russ says that. Yeah.
Yeah. That sounds like something he would say.
PPR league. Should I trade away Metcalf for Stevenson? It sounds ridiculous, but I'm terrified of Seattle offense. No.
Metcalf.
I think Metcalf is going to be a solid wide receiver 2.
I agree with that.
Just solid.
Me too.
Yeah, I have Metcalf in redraft at wide receiver 17. So
yeah. Look, you don't need a stud quarterback always. Like sometimes, like having a lesser quarterback who's going to target your guy a lot, that's not a bad thing. He'll get a lot of targets in this offense.
Yeah.
Ed with a shout out to Tyler.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I mean, it is definitely what I like. I like to do. I do like talking to people in DMs. I wish I could do that with everybody, but I can't.
Oh, Joey, he corrects it here and says the first was on the other side of the Wilson Fields trade.
Oh, so you take a Fields and a first or Wilson? I'd probably take Fields and a first.
Yes, I would do that.
I'm so usually with the first on most of these things.
I might take.
I'm not paying two. I mean, I'm not paying 2 firsts. I'm not going to pay 223 first for Wilson. So I'd still probably rather have Fields over random 2023.
Do you wait for week 6 when everybody's calling Russ Wilson the MVP to trade him? Is that the right time?
I don't
usually that's the time he just stops being productive.
Maybe
it's about week 10.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I'm fine with it.
Julio, unsubscribe to this host. He's awful. Julio or London in the flex PPR?
I'm going to go with London. I just have no idea how much Julio is going to play. I'm actually more worried about him than London. London, we know, is the wide receiver 1. He was the wide receiver 1 on the depth chart. So we know he's going to play. He's going to be out there. He's going to get some targets. So I'm not excited about either of these. I have Julio at 55 and London at 43. So London. Gross.
I'll take London.
It says Wandale is way better than 2-2.
Not hard to be way better than 2-2. That's a very low bar.
Open 24 hours. Hey now, 10 team, half PPR, start 10, Damian Pierce, and a late 23 second or Travis Etienne.
This can't be real. I mean, it's Travis Etienne easily, but come on.
Love that.
I really
Let's
hope
go.
nobody's actually doing that. I'm in the other direction, but Travis Etienne easily.
Yes. Thank you, Samson Simpson. Varsity Blues. A 10. A 10.
What? I don't know what that is.
It's a football
Varsity
movie.
Blues. Good football movie.
I don't know anything about that.
Wandale Robinson or Rondale Moore.
Wandale Robinson.
Wandale.
Oh
Yeah.
man,
They are similar.
Yeah,
They were similar prospects, but Wandale Robinson.
it's Wandale. Let's rate another team. Dynasty. Lance, Tua, JT, Brees, Hall, Rashad White. Or what is it?
Nah.
Shoddy White?
Shoddy White.
Hines, DJ Moore, London, Burks, Dotson, Watson, Tony, Wandale, Hawkinson, Irv Smith.
This one looks better. A little short at quarterback, but this is fine. This one looks better. A lot of young wide receivers like that.
Yeah, I like it a lot too. This is good. This is good.
Stafford, you know what? I'm sorry, not Stafford. Tua might be a good answer to the go ahead and buy before you see it.
Good ball.
He might be a good answer to sell before you see it. Also,
You just got to get the ball into the hands of those. Like, he's got the fastest team on the planet.
I know, but you know,
Christie's just Stafford.
Stafford.
She had.
Yes.
She had. There's another one down there with.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. Stafford, Eckler, Swift, Allen, Moore, Muth, Brees, Godwin, Mitchell, Pierce, Ayuk,
I
Robinson,
don't-
and Dobbs.
Yeah, I don't even know what. Like, what
Also
is this?
rate-
redraft.
Let's rate it.
Redraft.
Redraft.
Mm,
Do we even know?
Yes, it's redraft.
Okay. It looks fine.
how do you feel about having Pat Fryermuth as your tight end right there?
Tight end's not that important.
Well,
Brees
the
and
rest of
Godwin
your-
look like they came. Brees and Godwin look like they came at values.
I was
This
gonna
team's
say, when
actually
the rest
very
of your
good.
team is Eckler, Swift, Brees.
Is that Damian Pierce down there and Ayuk?
Probably.
It's a good team.
Yeah, no, this is a very
This
good
is a
team.
very good
Yeah.
team. This is a
Very, very
and
good team.
Mitchell, you have so many running backs.
Yeah, this is a very good team. Like I said,
Yeah, Christy, you did a
Keenan.
great job.
And DJ. Wow.
This is a really good team. Holy cow. The more I look at it, it's a very good
I might try to
team.
package like Mitchell and Muth. Can you get a better tight end? You have the running backs to afford
about-
to do that.
Damian Pierce and Muth.
Sure.
yeah, but this is redraft, so trades are different.
Right. I might try to do one of the running backs. And
I'm
Muth
less
for a
desperate
tight
to
end.
trade for a tight end in redraft.
This is a great team.
In a 12 team PPR league, look at this, Jorge using the right grammar. Is that right? Whom? I don't know.
I don't
I always
think that's
assume
right.
I
whom
don't
is
know.
correct. I have no idea.
I don't think that's right.
Who would you recommend over Darren Waller if Kelsey, Andrews, Pitts, Schultz, and Kittle are already off the board?
I'll take Hawkinson over Waller. I don't want Waller at all. Waller's about to turn 30, and with Devontae Adams there's just no ceiling for Waller. Renfro's pretty good too. So yeah, no.
I'm gonna say
no
this is
interest in Waller.
Dynasty. I'll take Hawk as well. Redraft, I'll take Waller.
Agreed. Don't want Waller at his redraft price though.
Man,
It's
Also,
not too bad as a
Schultz,
tight end 6.
Schultz is such a sell for me.
He
He's
was a nice
not.
buy when he was going as barely a top 10.
Well,
tight
he
end.
was a buy when I told people to buy him years ago. But what do I know?
Hawkins was just so bad after week 2.
Well, Jameson Williams' delay in coming back will give him another chance.
Like worse than Evan Ingram after week 2 last year.
I hear you, but I'm not concerned. He is very good.
Just here's the deal. Pay attention, and if Addison starts victory lapping Hawkinson at any point, you trade him. That's what you do,
Yeah.
because that's exactly what happened after.
I mean,
week 2 last
Addison
year.
Addison does like to victory lap.
Alex Big Bucket, should I trade DJ Moore and Cordell Patterson for Joe Mixon and Rashad Bateman?
Yes.
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 We did
did
that
that.
one. 12 teams Superflex Dynasty, Pickens or Dotson. Dotson and more?
It's and yeah,
Did we
Dotson
answer
and
this?
Wandale.
Not more. Listen to me. Not
No, I think we
more.
were asked about
My
Dotson
question
and
has an element
Wandale
of
versus
Wandale
someone
Robinson.
else.
I thought it was Pickens.
I don't think it was.
I feel like we had this exact same trade.
Maybe
It
we
was.
did.
It wasn't from Evans, but it was somebody.
I don't know. This
I
is
will
pretty
find it.
good value. I mean, just looking at my board, it says I should take Dotson and Wandale if I'm doing it the normal way I do it.
Yeah, this is like
Oh, it was Burks. Never mind. It was Burks.
Yeah. When it was Burks, I would have taken Burks. But here I think I'll take Dotson and Wandale, even though it's probably going to be unpopular.
value probably says to do that, but to me, I just think Pickens could be a star.
No. I like all of these players.
We're gonna
Pretty
rate
sure we rated this one already.
Nick's team, or did we?
We did.
Yeah,
We did.
that one looks familiar.
Joey, you play chess, not checkers, though. If they're able to trade down from 3 to 7 to a team needing a QB to get it changes everything. But we'll see. Just think Poles, is that the front office?
Ryan Poles,
Built
yeah.
around Ryan Poles?
Ryan Poles is not
Ryan Poles?
who I would have wanted as my general manager.
I'm telling y'all, if they're smart, they would take a quarterback if they're there.
Oh, absolutely.
Jeez Louise, great YouTube name.
I would assume, given the defense and kicker, that this is also probably a redraft.
Same 10-team PPR, Stafford, Aaron Jones, Swifty, Chase, Goddard, Evans, Godwin.
It's not bad. I mean, starting
You
with
have
Chase and
two
Swift is a good
Buccaneers
start than Aaron
receivers.
Jones. Yeah, it's fine. It's redraft though. Like I redraft rate your team. Like
Your bench is not very good though.
okay,
Yeah.
next.
Drop Gerald Everett
Well,
Don't carry two defenses
And
or
the
two
Rams.
defenses. Yeah,
in a
Drop both
10-team
of
league.
them.
Don't do that. Don't do
yeah.
that.
But again,
Let's see. Jorge, by the way, this is redraft.
we did this
Oh,
one
wait,
already.
we did that one. Okay. Flowosaurus, redraft.
I promise we'll
PPR.
get to all the questions. If you keep asking them twice, maybe we won't.
Gibson, Hunt, Bateman was leaning Bateman, but plugged in Gibson after today. Was there
Yeah.
news about
So
Gibson today?
no, I don't. Maybe it was me saying I had Gibson at running back 17. And I would go with Gibson. Just for this
Gibson.
week. Yeah.
Yep, it's Gibson
You know, it's against Jacksonville. I'll play Gibson.
without Brian Robinson.
Yeah. But I am worried. This might be your last sell window for Gibson after this week.
From people I know connected to the Bears, they love
I'll believe you.
Fields.
I'll believe anyone who says they know people when if you have a check mark on Twitter. Otherwise, I don't care.
I remember I was on a podcast where it was actually with David Mendelson. And the one guy said I think it's his editor said that he knew people in the Chargers front office and he said that they are like super, super, super high on Larry Roundtree. And
Thank you. Thank you. That probably would have gotten me to like Larry
is-
Roundtree last year even more than I did. Whoops.
and
That
he
was
is
not
currently
good.
on that was going into this year. That was like 3 months ago that they really
I
like Larry
barely
Roundtree.
even believe the people with check marks verified. I barely even believe them. You know, how often are they wrong? Just, yeah, I don't care. Who knows who? It doesn't. The Bears don't even know what they think of Fields. They think of Fields how he does this year. I mean, that's what it is. You know, if they're stuck with him again, they'll be stuck with him. If they're not stuck with him, they'll move on to a better option. That's all.
Honestly, it just depends. It depends on how good Justin.
They've
Fields
set him up
is.
to fail. They've set him up to fail. So unless he's elite, he'll fail. That's how it works. When you're set up to fail, unless you're elite, you fail.
Yep.
And I don't think he's elite.
Whew,
Just don't.
Tyler, 3-way trade.
Holy
We don't get many
crap.
of these.
We don't.
Team
Actually,
one.
we're almost rare. Almost never.
Gives. I don't know that I've ever completed very many of these. I like it. Jamar Chase, Javonte Williams, 23
Don't
late
like that
first.
for team one.
Okay. Wait. Then he says team one get. Oh, that's what they give. Okay. All right. I got to keep track. They're giving that. It's a lot to give up. They get Justin Jefferson and JT. That's a lot to get. Okay. Let's start there. Let's just say for team one, do we like it?
I want the 23 first.
I do too.
Okay, we don't like it for team one. Team two gives JT, Mike Evans, and gets Akers and Jamar Chase.
I like it for team
Like
two.
it.
I want Chase
Like it.
and Akers.
Team 3 gives Justin Jefferson and Akers and gets Javonte Evans in the 23 first.
That's the closest of the three.
I think I want Jefferson. I feel like he could go just completely.
I agree that I probably want Jefferson there. It's close. That one's the closest.
So we only liked one person's team that actually got.
Yeah,
their
the team 3 though is the only fair one. The other two are easy.
It's a fun deal.
Yeah,
I mean,
sorry,
team 3 is
1.
pretty fair. The other ones are
Team 1,
easy
you got screwed
to pick. Yeah,
sorry.
Yeah, team 1 got screwed. I agree.
Jalen Hurts and Devonta Smith versus Fields. Willis, a 23 first and a 23 second, and a 2 QB plus Superflex. That means
2 QB plus. I don't know if how much that changes things, but I'm gonna go with Fields, I guess. 23 first is worth a lot more than Devonta Smith in this format. Second and Willis are there too. I'll go with Fields. Reluctantly, but I'll go with Fields.
I'll go Hurts.
No. 23 first. I'm typically picking the side with the 23 first.
Wow.
If I have to think about it, I usually pick that side. So
I think the benefit of the Fields Willis side is by halfway through the season, you're gonna have.
That's the other thing. If this is really a 2 QB plus Superflex, Willis is worth a lot more to me just on the off chance.
Yes, he is. And that 23 first, if it's top 3, you're taking a quarterback.
If it were just Fields and a 23 first versus Hurts and Smith, I would have to think about it. But add Willis and a 23 second, and I'll take that side.
I agree. I'll take Fields.
Yeah.
Week 1, Elijah Mitchell or Travis Etienne?
Travis Etienne against Washington.
Eli Mitchell.
If I knew Eli Mitchell were really healthy, I would take him. But
that's the problem here. I think
we'll see how the injury reports come out, what they're talking about.
Yeah, I think you have a good problem here.
For now, it's Etienne. Answer for now. I have Etienne at 16 and Mitchell at 19. So it's Etienne for now.
The Waller and Hockenson question was redraft. Does that change?
Yeah, I will
mind?
say, just for the record, this is a Dynasty show. So if you don't tell us, we're going to assume it's Dynasty. If it's redraft, tell us. Does that seem fair?
Yeah. So, does it change your mind? Waller and Hockenson, would you?
Oh, I'd take Waller in a redraft. Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yep.
Barely, but I don't want Waller at his redraft price though. As well.
Let's see.
I'm not taking Waller in redraft. I'm either taking in redraft. I'm pretty much either taking either Andrews or Kelsey or the at the bottom. I'm really not taking anyone in between in redraft. You got a lot of Andrews actually.
Thoughts? I like taking a difference maker tight end early. That's just.
I agree with you. I get a lot of Andrews. Not as much Kelsey because I have Andrews ranked ahead. So I'd get almost no Kelsey. But I would take Kelsey at his price also. And then I get nobody else, essentially.
We talked a little bit about Chase Edmonds earlier, but Superflex redraft. Edmonds is my RB3 behind Barkley, ETN, and thinking about packaging him for an upgrade.
Yeah, I mean, you can do that.
It depends on the deal.
Yeah, those kind of questions are like always going to be, it depends. So it's not really, it's hard to answer. But to answer the more actionable part, I have Chase Edmonds in redraft at running back 28. So it kind of gives you an idea of how I feel about him for the year. And in week 1, I have him at 28. So very similar.
So you're higher on him than ADP for sure.
Well, that's redraft. In Dynasty, I have him way lower.
And a second for Josh Jacobs. Would you do that?
Yeah. I guess I'd take Edmonds in a second because I don't see Edmonds and Jacobs being that different. And I'll just take the second with Edmonds.
Edmonds in a second for Elijah Mitchell.
Same thing.
Yep.
Could you do Edmonds in a second for Dillon?
No, I'd take Dillon.
Yeah. I think that's too much, but I'd be shooting for that first. What about Evans in a second for David Montgomery?
That's like right on the line. That's right on the line for me. You know?
Let's see. Rate my team. Full PPR league. Brady, Najee, Aaron Jones, Pittman, Mike Williams, Ertz, and Travis Etienne.
I mean, I don't. It's hard to, like I said.
Rate my teams are tough.
Yeah, next.
I like
Happy
it.
VR. Oh, you want to give that?
I liked it.
Happy PBR have both Spiller and Michelle need a roster spot. Who do I keep?
It's redraft. It's Michelle.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah.
Yep.
And Dynasty, obviously, Spiller, right? It's redraft. It's Michelle.
Yep.
Let's see.
He says redraft. Yep.
Then Michelle.
Fun football trivia. Only one NFL quarterback in history who's won the Heisman and is in the Hall of Fame. Do you know his name? I do not.
Is it Paul Hornung?
Andrew Luck.
Tim Tebow.
Probably Paul Hornung. That was a quarterback, right? I think so.
I don't know. Tell us, Jorge. Because that's a good question. I like that.
Wasn't it like Elway?
No, it's got to be someone from a long time ago.
Was Elway? I feel like at Stanford,
Elway ever
might
won the
have been a
Heisman.
Huh? Are you sure?
Heisman used to be a lot of running backs.
Or Montana?
Yeah, I will say.
It is Hornung.
Hornung,
He
yep.
played running back.
Oh, wait, no,
Roger Staubach.
Staubach.
Oh, Roger Staubach. Okay.
Nice.
Yeah.
Who are you dropping? KJ Osborne, Wandale Robinson, or Alec Pierce?
Alec Pierce.
I will drop Alec Pierce of those. They're in
That
the
is
same
in my
range.
order.
Yeah.
Kyler Murray and a third in 2024 for Kenny Pickett, a first, second, and another first in 24.
Wow.
Yeah, I think I'm still going to take Kyler Murray, but it's not bad.
It's not a bad return.
Yeah, not bad. I'll take Murray.
Let's see.
I will say if
Jorge.
it's redraft team evals, I don't even think we should do those.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like it too. I think solid B. Work the waiver wire. All right. 10 teams, Superflex, start 10 PPR, give Javonte and Gordon, get ETN, J-Rob, and 2:23 seconds.
I'll stick with Javonte.
It's
I'll stick with
Javonte.
Javonte. I'm more confident in Javonte.
Yep. I like that.
Why don't you like ETN, Addison?
I don't dislike him.
I don't. It's just I think I would pay ETN in 2 seconds to go to Javonte.
I'm kidding.
Love it.
Hassan Haskins, is he worth keeping?
Yes.
In Dynasty, happy PPR? I think so.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Keep him on taxi. Like, just toss him in there.
Yeah, you can keep who to keep on taxi is usually not a big deal. But yeah, I would lean. I don't think you're gonna be able to use him.
Aaron Jones and Mike Williams for Diggs and Dillon and redraft.
Ooh.
Interesting. I mean, I think for me, Diggs is the one stud here, so I'll take Diggs.
Aaron Jones and Mike Williams for me.
I'll take Jones and Mike Williams as well.
I mean, if I read where I had them ranked, it would be impossible for me to take this out. I mean, with Aaron Jones at running back 15 and Mike Williams at running back 21 and Stephon Diggs at wide receiver 4, it's going to be Diggs for me.
Jorge says, thanks for your thoughts, fellas. Take care. We thank you for your questions. We thank everybody who's paying attention who asked a bunch of questions today. We thank you for that. I am so excited. By the time we come back here, we are going to have a full week of fantasy football in the books. We're going to know who you won your week 1 matchup. You lost your week 1 matchup. We're going to overreact to everything. And so whatever questions come up, think to yourself, I can't wait to mention this to Cal, Tyler, and Addison next week. We will see you then. Tyler, Addison, anything last words? Anything else you want to say?
No, just make sure to, catch me on Start Sit. It's 11:30 a.m. Eastern. So whatever time that is your local time, but 11:30 a.m. Eastern. And it'll be half hour. If you guys really have a lot of questions, I might go 45 minutes, but solo shows are tiring. So I won't go for too long.
Football.